that I'm like, I'm not doing this. When I needed y'all guys weren't there. Anyway,
Well, I'm here now,
Yeah, we're here.
and I'm here to tell you
I know.
that game should not have been made.
Okay, just you know what? if you got something to say, you can let it out with your chest.
There you go.
But
There you
we're live now. From what the looks of it. Testing,
From the
1,
look
2,
is-
3. Let's see if everybody here responds. Is everybody responding? What's up,
there you
chat?
go.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we're like about 10 minutes late. Holy shit. Time flew by real quick. I apologize for the tardiness. But yo, apologize for the tardiness. You know, welcome my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend, these YouTube streets, Portal77, and I'm here with the crew. We got Craig, voice of Xbox. Are you really the voice of Xbox? Shouldn't you call yourself the voice of Gamepass?
Oh, they let me go. I got laid off. And I am now officially
Oh, snap. Damn,
Yeah.
Craig, you didn't tell us. He got
Yeah, I
laid
did.
off.
I got laid off. Phil Spencer called me directly and said it was over. So I am now the Pope of PlayStation.
Damn.
My buddy didn't send you an email.
No email. I mean, he at least gave me
Oh.
the face to face. You know, at least I heard that. But yeah. I've been playing Hellblade 2 on PC Game Pass. Somebody in the community gave me like a 30-day redemption, a redeem, whatever you want to call it.
Redeem
and they
Game
were
Pass for 30 days as a compensation. That was
Yeah.
a compensation
Yeah,
package.
compensation package. Yeah, I got the platinum package. So, yeah, shout out to them for at least doing that. But
Damn.
I've been playing it. It looks very similar to that Unreal demo that was done 4 years ago. I mean, it looks better, but it pretty much, she moves the same in the demo. It's Unreal, so people are like, well, it's just cinematic. I'm like, well, that's the Unreal Engine. That's what it's known for, is the cinematic content that comes with it. But yeah, what people said about it is true. I tease people and I told people it was a goatee, and it is. I mean, you don't want to look at stuff as looks. It's one of the best looking games, but it gave me high hopes for Captain America 1943 because it's on the Unreal 5 engine, I believe, as well. So yeah, I mean, that's why that game, when we saw the previews of it, looked like it did. I'm like, man, that engine, what are they using? You know, because they're not using Decima and they're using Unreal 5. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, some good topics. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till Thursday since there's no showcase, and I was told by people like, MBG and Marlin Gaming Nation that all these patterns and the stars had lined up, and the sun was setting over Venus, and that there was going to be a showcase. And now I get up this morning. I got up, and they were talking about September. I'm like, what happened to May? We in May. So
Now we just skip June, July, and August.
Yeah, we skipped it all, So I don't know what's going on, man. I'm madder than a hornet.
We'll add that. We'll add that to the topic. I mean, that is a topic, so we'll talk about that, right?
Yeah, I'm madder than a hornet.
Extreme, what's going on, my brother? From down under.
Listen, guys. I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me here. Listen, I also played Hellblade 2, so should that become a topic, we can talk about it. Yeah. So I'm good. I'm good. Life is good.
All right. And of course, we have the chat. We have everybody up in here. Of course, I want to say special shout outs to the members. Thank you so much for rocking through and stuff. We see Mash up in there. He's ready to do his thing, and everybody else. But I'm glad everybody is show up. I hope you enjoyed this episode. But while you're here, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoy and you consider subscribing and stuff. Of course, membership opportunities is there if you want to be part of the 60 Frames No Lag family. But overall, what I ask is hit the like button, enjoy the show, right? We got some great topics that we're going to talk about today with some great members, and Mash is already out here gifting memberships to everybody. So congratulations to the people who got member access. You know what that means? That means you get to spam the smileys. So hit them up. Lotus Esprit out there gifted 5 more memberships, so I truly appreciate it. So you guys enjoy, hit up there, spam the smileys and stuff like that. Get going. Get ready for your questions as we talk about these topics, because your only friend these YouTube streets is ready to go. So let's get right to it. Let's get into it, right? All right, we're gonna get into Black Ops 6 has now been officially confirmed to be day one on Game Pass, and that is the noise.
Officially?
That is officially. It's announced by the Xbox Game Pass official Twitter. They announced it. Play Black Ops 6 day one on Game Pass, right? In line with Microsoft's commitment that all their first-party games will be day one and playable on Game Pass, being the platform. There was a lot of concern from the Xbox community, a lot of shit talking from the PlayStation community, and then everybody else was just like on the sidelines thinking, what the hell's gonna happen, right? You have some people believing it was not gonna be on Game Pass because it's just too much and really hurt, right? And then you have people says, no, Microsoft is committed to Game Pass. They don't have a choice. The Titanic hit the iceberg. We're sinking with this ship, right? All right, but it's official. Black Ops 6 Game Pass. So now the conversation is twofold. People are having the main conversation, right? And I'm not really so much concerned about the financial aspect, because I think financially it's going to still be fine, right? Because a good portion of the gamers of Black Ops or Call of Duty is still on PlayStation. So Game Pass, I think, has zero-sum effect on PlayStation. It doesn't do anything for PlayStation, right? PC, give or take. But we already seen a propensity with PC gamers. If they really want to play a game on Steam, they will. Even though it's on Game Pass, many have opted to still play the game where they actually want to play it, So the real question, and we'll start with Craig, is what impact can Black Ops 6 being day one on Game Pass actually do for Game Pass this year? Is it going to be minimal, or is this the start of something major trending? What do you think?
They said these games would be on Game Pass day one. I'm glad they're doing it. One, they're keeping their word. Number two, they are, and this is my opinion, to me, they're giving Sarah Bond a chance to succeed. Because if you cannot succeed with Call of Duty, which whether you like it or not, whichever version you like, you have Black Ops and you have you have Modern Warfare. So this is what I was talking about. Xbox better not make her the fall person. They better give her an opportunity to succeed, and nothing says we got your back more than Call of Duty. So, congratulations. We also know that there could be a price increase with Game Pass, and you all better get ready to pay it. I've been saying that for months. You better get it ready. And like Chocolate Thunder tells you, you got it all ready for me, so you better get...
We can't go one episode without that dude.
Oh man, he's like 6'6". He's blacker than your head, than the mumps on your headset, Porter Rock. Chocolate Thunder. All right, so that's good, and I still don't understand why they keep saying that that we don't have to pay for the game. When the reason, and the same people are saying we don't have to pay for this stuff, are complaining about Microsoft putting games everywhere. It's like the reason why they're putting games everywhere is because you all didn't buy it. You just waited for it to come into your service. So I think another surprise, at least for me personally, was it's going to be on the old Xbox and PS4s. I also saw that. Last gen. So that tells me a whole lot about the game. But I'm happy they're doing it because it gives Sarah Bond a chance to succeed and go have at it. If she fails, and Call of Duty is still one of the most popular, biggest franchises in the world. If you fail right now, they're, like you said, the Titanic's taking on water, the band's on the boat. If she fails, I can't say, at least I won't personally say, she didn't get the opportunity, because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. So good luck to her. Good luck to Microsoft. I have no issues with what they're doing. So it is what it is. So I won't play Black Ops. I didn't care for the last one I played. I like Modern Warfare because you get to call in the B2 and get one-man army. So, but ultimately, I hope the game does well, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for Sarah. I'm rooting for her as well.
So I'm gonna get back to your fail points, but I want to pass this question along to Extreme. What do you think about it? What you think could potentially, is there what positive impact, or the limits or the height of positive impacts you can see Black Ops do for Game Pass this year?
Okay.
If
So
my
number
question makes
one,
sense.
yeah, the good thing about this Call of Duty is that it was not built with Game Pass in mind. So it's going to be a full release of Call of Duty, whatever you are going to get regardless. So I think it's extremely good value to put into Game Pass for people that are already subscribed to Game Pass. If you're already a Game Pass core subscriber, like you're a core fan of Game Pass, all they did was just give you more value. So it's definitely great from like a gamer standpoint. In terms of what it could attract to people, this is kind of the biggest drop that they will have. This is kind of like what is the true potential reach of Game Pass. There are 34 million subscribers now. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they hit 40 million subscribers because of this game. Like they gained another 6 million subscribers, something like that. I think it's quite realistic. If they were to push beyond that, like 50 million, that would be surprising to me. Like if you were to get another 16, because that would be almost half of the amount that they have now. So yeah, that would be surprising. But again, it's almost like this is so impactful. This is so big that it is hard to gauge how much movement there will be in terms of subscriber count. Unfortunately, I think it will be smaller rather than larger because I think that the people that are interested in Game Pass are already part of Game Pass. Like Game Pass has been around for 7 years. People always talk about it like Game Pass is this kind of like new phenomenon that the people just don't know about. Like, oh my god, once they discover Game Pass. But I'm like, no, people, Microsoft pushed it really hard for like the last 5 years. They kind of backed up right now, backed off, sorry, in the last year or so. But aside from that, they've been pushing Game Pass hard. The people that were interested in getting Game Pass have Game Pass. Now, with something like a Call of Duty, like I said, it could entice more people. They could hit a new peak amount of subscribers because of the $1 deals, the 30 months, sorry, the 30 days free, and the other deals that they have. For a person that is especially just interested in a campaign, like as rare as they are, there are some people that buy Call of Duty every year just to play the campaign. Being able to get that
Well, I
for
don't
a
buy
low
it, but I'm
monthly
in that
fee,
group.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't buy it, but I'm in that group. I just care about the single player.
yeah. Exactly.
Hmm.
So it's like you could just be like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I get Game Pass for $1, or I get it free for a month, or free for 2 weeks, or whatever. Run through the campaign, and then you just stop Game Pass. So
Pretty
that's what I
much.
mean by they're going to see a bump, in people regardless. But for the people that are core Game Pass, sorry, core Call of Duty fans, and they are not already part of Game Pass, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter whether you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, paying over a year, $180 for the game you're going to pay $70 for. It just doesn't compute. Same thing with Steam. Like if you are on PC and you prefer Steam, so you don't have PC Game Pass already, yes, you can obviously get Game Pass for a cheap amount for the first month or so. But going forward, beyond that point, you just go back and play it on Steam again. It has cross-play and cross-integration anyway. So you could use the PC Game Pass version as a trial, see if the servers are good, see if you like the maps, the feel of the game. But then when it comes time to actually commit to the game, you will just go and buy it on Steam. So, I mean, Microsoft doesn't lose anything in that exchange anyway because you're buying it at the end of the day. For
Yeah.
me, it's going to be the people that just want to play the single player, for example. Those are the ones that can be lost very quickly because after those 2 weeks, they can dip out of there. But yeah, I do think that they are going to see a noticeable jump in subscribers.
Okay. All right. Going back to Craig, you said fail. What would you consider failure? Like if Call of Duty, like what would you see as failure pertaining to Call of Duty 6 and Game Pass? Like exactly, if you could expand on that. Like what would
And
you see as
again,
failure?
well, if you don't see the numbers jump, we have to understand we have to find out what their moniker of success is.
Hmm.
Phil Spencer told a congressional investigation, we don't really know the metrics of the success of this console, so or the way they're going to do it. So, but I agree with Extreme said. You would think they would see an expected jump in Game Pass subscribers, and again, that's why I said I hope it works because I want Sarah Bond to be successful because she's she's got to wipe away a big old turd that was left there for her, and so I wish her nothing but
You got to polish that turd somehow.
Yeah, she's gonna try to. Yeah, she's gonna go and make the room smell better, or whatever. So yeah, I'm glad that they're doing this, and I can't remember if it was Peter Moore or someone said if they wanted Game Pass to succeed or give it the best chance of success, it may not have been Peter Moore. I'm just paraphrasing. This person did say something like Microsoft has to get Call of Duty or they have to get Grand Theft Auto. So they got Call of Duty, and just wish them nothing but the best of luck. So I don't play Black Ops. I liked Cold War, but the one before that I really didn't like. But fingers crossed. As far as success is concerned, I would expect to see a jump, like a street 40 to 42 million. So a $6 million player jump. Are they going to combine the PC numbers with their numbers? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So, but again, I had no issue with what Microsoft is doing to keep. If this is what they have to do to keep the Xbox going, keep the doors open over there, not lay people off like they did with me. They need to do this, and it needs to succeed. I mean, I don't know how it can't succeed. It's Call of Duty, so I just don't want. I don't want that woman to get into a situation where she's going to come out 2 years from now and say, I just don't feel like I was supported. I didn't feel like I had a chance. I don't want that coming out of her mouth. So it's I've said before, when Oppenheimer delivered the atom bomb to the army, this is that equivalent, so to speak. So they couldn't lose once that thing worked. So here we go. We're going to see how this goes for her and their fan base. And I like you said, Porter Rock, you may still purchase it because you like the campaign. And that's hopefully what we see. I hope it doesn't turn into this whole, well, it's on Xbox, therefore we don't have to support it. We're not going to support it. I hope people can go past that point at this point in time. Microsoft is a third party. They're a third party. So let's just let them be third party, and if you don't want it, that's fine. But try to stay out.
Man, we ain't buying that shit, man. We ain't buying that
shit. Oh shit! The antagonizer. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, brother?
So question for you. Question for you. So Black Ops 6 is officially on Game Pass. What do you think is the potential success for Black Ops on Game Pass this year? Like, what do you think Game Pass could achieve, if it could achieve anything?
Absolutely nothing. Oh, and I'm gonna explain why. The people that already have Game Pass, they're already there, right? They're already there, so you're not gaining anybody new from there. Most people that have a PlayStation or have a PC and that play card, they already have their prospective places to play it. They're not gonna go out buy an Xbox console to play it. What they may do, right? They may sign up for, depending on the type of gamer you are, even though majority of the people play Warzone, they don't actually play the Call of Duty game or the multiplayer from that standpoint.
Which is free. Which is
free, right? That's where everybody's at. That's where the bulk of everything is for Call of Duty. That's where their bread and butter is. I don't see much of them winning from this. Now, I said, maybe it's a consolation prize. Maybe while Microsoft is winding things down from a hardware perspective, maybe this is one of their like, hey, fuck it, let's take this Call of Duty. We're just going to put it everywhere, even on last-gen systems. As I recall, the last Call of Duty wasn't on last-gen systems, but but this one here is. It's on any and everything. So I just don't see much there's to gain from this. Microsoft has a subscription service that allows you to jump in for 1 month and then jump out, right? So what people are going to do? They need people with the longevity that's going to stay in there month after month after month, not just, okay, your sales of Game Pass subscription is going to go up this month and then it's back down to the, to the base level where it is now. So even then, I'm a PlayStation gamer. If I was to play COD, I'm going to play it on PlayStation. If I'm a PC guy and I'm playing I'm a Call of Duty guy, I'm going to play it on my PC. If you're an Xbox guy, you have Game Pass, you're going to download it and dabble in it just like you did with the rest of the games and then not play it again. So I just don't see there's not going to be this big massive shift like some of these Xbox dudes think. They think that all of a sudden everyone is going to go out and start buying Xboxes and stuff like that. It's like, man, good luck with that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I don't disagree with the that's probably what will happen. I hope for their own sake that they see movement in their Game Pass numbers. But we're gonna find out. Good point, J-Dub, about the last. Was the last Black Ops game? Was it Cold War?
No. Yeah, Cold War. Yeah,
it was Cold War. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't think that was on PS4 in the last gen console. So,
no, that's why this is very trivial, because it's like, especially when everybody complaining, all these cross-gen games, all these old games coming up. Why would you take a new IP, supposedly a new IP, and not a new IP as in franchise, but it's a new game?
Yeah.
Why would you start going backwards? So that begs to, we need to find out what's going on with that. Why are you going backwards?
Making a last gen version?
Yes.
Oh, sales.
Sales. I would say.
I would say primarily the success of PS4 is too strong. I think this is one of the few gens where the last gen console is still relevant this far into the gen. In terms of graphics and stuff like that, in performance, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, the PS5 is way beyond the PS4, but when you look at it, let me put it this way. A lot of people enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4. Even though it didn't have like the bells and whistles that the PS5 has, but in its own right, it still was. Forbidden West. It was still enjoyable. Same thing with God of War Ragnarok, right? So there are games that are cross-gen that, for a lot of people, it was good enough to avoid paying $500 for a console and go through the stress of, is any PS5 available, blah, 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 blah. I think PS4 is success, and I think that's going to be the norm, where last-gen consoles, the previous gen consoles, will be more relevant deep into the next gen because they're just that good, right? Not everybody is going to be like, well, I need haptic feedback and VRR and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, PS4, when you look at some of the PS4 games, they are still graphically good. Hell, I think we're going to have to, I don't want to make this a Hellblade topic, but people still use PS4 games for facial animations to show how far graphics comes, right? And I know part of that is a little bit of shit talking, or part of that is to let fanboys know that consoles in general has, came a long way. But if you're willing today in 2024 use a PlayStation 4 screenshot to show how graphics looks, then it can't be that far-fetched to assume there are people still content playing on the PlayStation 4, because the graphics are still good enough. They don't have to invest $500. And if you're still going to make games for the platform, then there's no reason for them to move on if you still have games, right? And the biggest games that are played the most is still on PlayStation 4. Fortnite, Apex Legends, stuff like that. I don't know if Roblox is on PS4. Did they make a Roblox version for PS4? Or is that only a next-gen only game? I don't know.
No. It's for both. Yes,
so look at that. So there's still a lot of stuff, right? So now Call of Duty and Activision probably has the data that says there's still a lot of people, at least on the PlayStation 4, that still plays Call of Duty, and they are more than happy to play that version on the PS4. So why not make it?
Yeah, I agree with you.
And who's going to be mad that they made that decision? It's not going to be the Call of Duty guys on next-gen platforms, because they're still going to buy it. They're still going to buy it. Sure, they might go on the internet and bitch, but they're still going to buy and play it. So then the bitching on the internet doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. Unless you don't buy it, it doesn't matter how much complaint you have on the internet.
I mean, I just want clarification. I'm not a Call of Duty person, right? But don't they take like 4 years or so average to make? Because they switch studios, right?
Because they switch studios.
So
then this one started at this one started at like 2020.
Yeah. So it could have been a next.
Of course, they were going to make the decision back then to release it on PlayStation 4, because people always talk. I don't know. It's like people always talk like the day before the trailer is announced. That's when they decide which platform the game is going to be on. And I'm like, no, this was decisions made 5 years ago, 5+ years ago. So if a person's in 2019, why the fuck would he greenlight a project that's going to be PlayStation 5 exclusive? They don't even know how that console is going to sell. the PlayStation 5 to them could have sold like the PlayStation 3.
Well, I think
You know,
no. So
like
no, this game was like 3 years in the making. So it's not a full 4 or 5 years.
yeah, but
So it's
the
about 3
person, the
years.
executive that's going to
Yeah.
greenlight the project,
Yeah.
that's going to happen like a year before the project is greenlit,
Maybe.
right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like start of 2020. That's when they decide, okay, we're going to greenlight this project, Treyarch or whoever makes this one, you're going to take it on board, and that's it. So why the fuck would they ask them to make a
What was the
next gen
last one? What was
exclusive?
the last one? Was Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah,
What was the last one?
Three.
The one that came out last year? Modern Warfare
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
release date.
and yeah, Sony had marketing with it. That's the PlayStation 5 Slim that I got was the Modern Warfare.
What's that? Modern Warfare release date 2023, right? Yeah, no shit. What platform was that also? Because J-Dub, you said that it was next gen only. Let me see.
Yeah, it was next gen only. It wasn't on PS4 or Xbox.
No, it says
One.
the PS4. Wait, am I looking at the right one? No, yeah, Modern Warfare 3 2023 was on PS4. It was on PS4
Was it
and
on,
Xbox
was it
One.
on Xbox One?
And Xbox One.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me double check that.
That's why I'm looking at it right now. That's why I had to make sure. So yeah, that's why when I
Modern
saw some of the
Warfare
talk
3.
about this one, they said it's still gonna be on last gen consoles. So when they said still, it was only because the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that makes I see that.
So basically, we're never going to get a next gen Call
not.
of Duty.
Probably no.
I mean,
current gen.
you're
Oh,
going to
current
get it,
gen.
but probably like in 2026 onwards. Like, let's be
Probably not
honest.
even
Because
then.
again, you.
Not even then. I don't think so. We just haven't had
no,
a
I
next
think
gen
so.
Call of Duty.
I think so, because by then you will have 80 million sales on the PlayStation alone. And then again, people will win off the PlayStation 4. And eventually, you're going to want to, push something forward. Could just be reload time. Like if you die, you get back in the game quicker. But
What if
again,
you
I just
say-
don't see from an executive standpoint. I don't see
Consider
why
this.
you would have made it.
Consider this.
Sure.
What if the Switch 2 is closer to the PS4?
Oh yeah, because they committed to it, didn't they?
They
said
remember
that
they have a
would
commitment to Switch.
Mm.
So what if the
Mm.
Switch, because of the power, if they're gonna make a Switch version, they're like, this is pretty much the PS4 version. So
Yeah,
we might
yeah,
as well,
Yeah.
just keep
Okay.
making it. That could be a factor to change stuff.
But you know what? I don't think that Call of Duty core fans, I don't think they care. Because
Yeah,
if you
they
look at the
don't.
FIFA crowd, like the FIFA crowd doesn't really care whether it's a PS4 or a PS5 game. They're
Yeah.
just like, hey, whatever console I have, give me the game and I'll play it on there. And yes, some of them, if you're like, hey, this is next gen only, they'll be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go and get the next gen. Like I have a friend who is a really close friend of mine, and he's a FIFA player, plays FIFA every single night, has more hours, has more hours played at the end of the year than me, because he'll have like 1,200 hours, but they're literally just in FIFA. But yeah, so for him, it was like, yep, the boys are hopping on to the next console. I'm getting the next console. That's it.
That's
buys
pretty much-
FIFA, doesn't look back.
Yeah. All right, let me do some super chats real quick. So shout out to Donnell Brown. He says, "Hey P Rock, did you hear Sony fans are trying to compare the PS5 to high-end PCs now? They are trying to talk about that power to PC fans now." Yeah, I saw the thread, Donnell, that you're talking about, and I avoided it. Like I can't. Like why console gamers? Like I can understand console gamers talking about ease of use, price for performance, things like that. But outright power, or even try to claim that PlayStation runs like high-end PCs, I'm like, I'm not even gonna embarrass myself in those topics. That's just embarrassing. Like, come on now, we got to be better than that. But you know what? They want to put their face and names out there, and that's stupidity. Let them. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Shout out to Raji. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says lack of upgrade to PS5 is a byproduct of maintaining the x86 architecture across 2 generations. No other generations maintain the same architecture. You know what? That's a good point. Because when it was under Power PC, when a new generation was announced, everybody had to move on from the new generation. So there wasn't really much cross-platform development because of the new architecture. x86 allows developers to keep making games for the previous x86 architecture. So it's kind of like a byproduct. I mean, depending how you look at it, I think what it is we're gonna have to get used to it, on something we're not used to. This is to be the new normal. Because when you think about it, this is the first time we had consecutive x86 architecture. So this is like a new thing for consoles, right? So this might be the new normal going forward, where we are still with the mindset of generations, when in reality is not really generations, because x86 doesn't have generations. Sure, you could say with the upgrades of hardware, you could clearly see these new pieces of hardware produces better results than the old hardware. But like PC doesn't have generations. It's not that concept doesn't exist on PC, because x86 transcends all that. It's just how it is. So that might be the new normal for us when it comes to consoles. So that's a good point. Yo, J-Dub, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I mean, just keep on. Just keep on.
Okay. He said, all right.
I got in on that. And when you get independent confirmation that if you get independent confirmation that the game is running close to high-end PC graphics, people are going to say, hey, if you brought up price to performance stuff like that, why would I go out and get a 4070 or a 6800 XT or whatever, whatever card is out there, when I'm getting a comparable version? Forbidden West looks great. I said my girlfriend thought that was
especially COD, right?
Yeah, COD, I guess. Yeah, the COD game actually does look good. But Forbidden West, yeah, run 20. Yeah. My point, yeah, good point. My point is that you're getting comparable performance. So, of course, people are going to say, "Hey, I paid $400. You can get a PS5 Slim without a disc for $400." So, and you can either do that and plug it up to a 4K TV, or you could pay I don't know, $1,800 for a PC and get the same comparable. Get a little bit better because you get better ambient occlusion, better shaders and stuff like that. But it's negligible with a lot of the PlayStation games that have gone over. So it's I'm not here to say it doesn't look any better or any worse. I'm just saying it's just not that big a deal. Yeah, not yet. So maybe what's the new cars coming, the 6000 series or whatever that's coming. Maybe that 8000 series, whatever. Maybe that makes a huge difference. But I've seen Forbidden West running on a 4070 Super, I think that's what it was called, with a very good CPU, and it looks eerily the same than it does. It just does. So not here to say that PC doesn't have its own advantages with that game, but it just looks the same from viewing distance. So it just does. So
I think that's the argument fanboys are having. Where,
yeah.
And I stated this again. As a PC gamer, most PC gamers are not willing to accept that. Most PC gamers, they don't have a console. Or those dudes who are arguing about that, they don't have consoles. So they don't have a PS5 or Xbox Series X, so they don't know how it runs or how it looks. And they will run with that. I spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $2,000 on my graphics card. Yeah. So it's impossible for that $400, $400 or $500 console to run anywhere near as close as mine.
Yeah,
but
and all the PlayStation.
When you do have those games on PC or whatever, even Digital Foundry said there's no quality difference as far as additional detail or data or anything like that. I mean, of course, the resolution can go higher, but outside of that, in frames, it's not like they built the game for the PC. You're not getting any additives in that. So, given the amount of money that a person would pay for a PC versus a console, you're not going to see like you said, a huge difference. It's just going to be negligible. And I know because I got those games on my PC and my PS5.
But I think that's where the conversation has, and I know we're steering into difference. But if some games ain't optimized for the PC because they just want to do simple port, that's okay. That's one conversation. But it isn't because of the inability of the PC itself. It's just the developer and how far they're willing to go. But I think more often than not, if you include the multiplats, right, which is the majority of games that I played, the PC versions usually have the better versions, the better fidelity, the better graphics, just across the board, right? And then, they actually can do, depending, and of course you have to invest in it, but those who are willing to invest in it, they want minimal compromise, right? They don't want the compromisations that consoles go through, right? So most of them know 60 frames is the minimum they're gonna get, and that's not even for PC gamers. 60 frames is not even a discussion like it is for console gamers, right? Even though there's very few examples of locked 30 frames, but for the most part, PlayStation, most PC guys are teetering in the 70, 80, or 90 plus range for a lot of sports, especially when they use DLSS or some type of stuff. Like let's be honest, 60 frames is not a combo for PC. PC gamers don't worry about that. That's like nothing to them, right? Unless you're talking about the lower guys, right? That's still a thing for us because even some games
unless it's Dragon's Dogma or other games like that.
But those are. But I think that. So when it's bad on PC, it's even worse on console, right? But I think for the most part, a person's just gonna pay more bang for the bucks, and it's the overall. So I can see some people, like for example, the guys who left Xbox for PC because they got tired of the console just being the way it is, right? So now they get to play the Xbox version, and they don't get the compromise in Forza. They don't get the compromise in Starfield. They don't get told it's a creative decision. That shit's eliminated. Granted, they had to pay more to do it, but it's a conversation they don't have. No one tells them, oh, you're playing it the vision that we intended to see. Like, that doesn't happen on PC. They're like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's just not a thing. That's just not a conversation, right? At that point, they're trying to optimize to 100 frames and max 4K and ultra settings and stuff like that if they're willing to pay for that stuff, right? So that's just how it is. I think right now, I'm going to be honest, the main thing PlayStation has over PC is not even... I mean, you could still argue the cost to performance ratio, right? You get a real good bang of the buck for your console, but just like anything else, the real strength of the console is the exclusives. That's always been the strength of the console. That's been the 100% strength of the console. Once a console loses exclusives, sure, if you still stay on console, you can. Obviously, there's still people playing on Xbox, but you would have to be an idiot not to see you get the shit end of the stick in almost everything, right? When all your exclusives are gone and other platforms can play your games day and date, whatever. It's not so much that other people can play your games. It's really, are you getting the shit end of the stick, right? Now every game you're paying to play online, you're getting the worst version. You just all these things. You're like, man, I'm getting the shittiest experience out of all these games. What's the point of me owning the console that provides the shittiest experience compared to another platform that plays the same games and does it so much better, right? Think about it. Imagine,
and that's when you go back to that's when you go back to the cost, right? Because if I tell you, it's equivalent to you saying, if I say, hey, Puerto Rock, I can make from my house to the football stadium in 20 minutes in my Lambo, and there is no way in the world your car, whether it's a Honda Civic or whatever, is going to make there in the same time as mine. Same, but of course, I should be able to get there quicker than you, right? Of course, look how much money you pay versus that. But guess what? In turn, you're going to say, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to the same spot as you. I'm still going to make it there.
Yeah, but I think we already seen more tangible stuff because when Todd Howard said it was a creative decision to keep Starfield 30 frames, that didn't apply to PC gamers. Who was he really talking to? And we all know it was bullshit. You don't creatively say that. Even Hellblade was a creative vision to be 30 frames. When the majority of gamers who's going to play Hellblade,
more cinematic.
But the majority of the audience are not going to play it that way. The only people that would play the vision of Hellblade is the smallest group. So you can't say you have a vision of a game where the majority won't play it that way, right? Even the people on a handheld, Ace is Rogue, even they get to play it beyond your creative. You see what I'm saying? So now, if you go through that with everything, at a certain point, you're going to be like, why am I the only one getting fucked with the creative vision? Get out of here. Yes, at a certain point, remember, a lot of people we seen this gen swore they were not PC gamers. They became PC gamers because I think inherently someone's going to break out of the fanboy and realize I'm getting fucked. I'm done getting fucked. I'm going to spend more money not to get fucked. And when you spend more money, the developer's saying, oh, it's a creative decision for you to play this game. Fuck you. I got money. You're going to give me the game this way because I actually invested. You understand? And that's what's going to happen.
I understand that. I don't like that perception, and the reason because when you think of getting fucked or something like that, a motherfucker spent $2,000 just for a GPU alone, right? That doesn't include the amount of the RAM, the motherboard, the CPU, and everything else that it entails just to have that operating, right? So if you're gonna spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on the PC, of course you shouldn't have to compromise. But the mere fact that you can spend $399, $499, and to be able to play GTA day one, you know, to be able to play all of these games day one and not have to wait 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. Yeah, your 4090 high end PC just sit there and fucking collect dust until GTA arrives, or until Ghost of Tsushima arrives 4 years later, right? Or until God of War Ragnarok arrives on PC. Until like that's a lot of fucking waiting, and I don't call that premium.
No, but that's
gaming.
what I said. If the exclusives are gone, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You just proved my point. PlayStation's value hinges on its exclusives.
No, absolutely. No,
That's it.
Yeah,
The
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, day and day on PC, that shit's like
Yeah.
Xbox. You just lost majority of value, and over time, people will see it. Over time, be
Yeah.
like, let's say you got God of War Egypt. And you're like, okay, yeah, and I'm doing checkerboard 60, and then that same game on PC. Well, I got your game too, and I'm playing it like this. And then you're like,
No, I agree with you.
oh yeah, or they bring back SOCOM, and you're like, yeah, we got SOCOM. PC gamers, I got it too, but I ain't gotta play online. It's free for me. And you're like, after a while, that shit just builds up. You're like, wait a fucking minute. After a while, I'm getting, the PlayStation gamers getting the worse. And then, God forbid, games don't get optimized for your console. Because I think that's gonna be an impact. I don't care what anybody says. When you have to focus on multiple platforms at the same time, something's got to give. Yeah. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. And you know which platform is going to feel the blunt? It's going to be the PlayStation console. That's the platform that's going to feel the pain, because there's no brute forcing. There's no brute forcing performance. PC, you could brute force something that's not optimized. Like you run it on a 270, the game's not optimized. A person could be like, you know what? I had my 270 long enough. Bring on that 590, and now you just break past the unoptimization, and boom, you can't do that on a console. If that shit's not optimized. But it is what it is. That's how you playing it. Or you have to wait 9 months until they decide to release a patch to add shark mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I definitely agree with that. It goes back to it's a catch-22 because you got a high-end PC. They release a game, a port of a console game on your PC. It's not optimized well. It runs like shit. You do all this other shit just to get it to run. Go back to Dragon's Dogma and some of the other games. I mean, I don't even think fucking Batman Arkham Asylum or whatever. I don't think that shit ever got fixed on PC. It's just a catch-22 for all the waiting. And the fact that, I mean, let's face it, I agree with you, Porter Rock. The moment Sony does a day and date, I think
we'll find out tomorrow. You're gonna find out tomorrow.
I know, Craig. We thought we was gonna hear. We thought we was gonna hear about it last week. Right?
It's gonna be tomorrow.
No. The SIE meeting is tomorrow morning.
But they're not gonna announce day and date PC. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not saying they're never gonna do it. There's a difference. There's a difference.
We're gonna find out tomorrow. But my podcast tomorrow is gonna be about busting the cheeks of the people who said it was going to be a showcase. That's what I'm targeting. If I'll be at work.
Showcase now. It's not going to happen. Well, we'll talk about it. Well, let's get ahead of the schedule. Let's not get ahead of the schedule. Let's go back to Black Ops real quick. Right? Let's go back to Black Ops real quick. So, for me, I don't think Black Ops. If Black Ops earns more subscribers, is only because of the people that's already in the ecosystem that don't really care for Game Pass, right? And I think it's going to be a combination of stuff. One is the people who want to play the single player of Black Ops, so they'll subscribe for 1 month because it's like what, $10.99, whatever, right? Whatever's the cheapest model to play for 1 month, they'll do that. They'll unsubscribe to make sure it doesn't renew, right? So it's only be good for 1 month. So you're gonna get a nice short spike for like a month, and then it's gonna drop after the 30 days. So you're gonna have that effect, right? So I don't think you're gonna get a long-term growth over this game because, like what you said, J-Dub, majority of people that want to play Call of Duty they already have the console, or they're cool staying on the console that they already have. In this case, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see somebody ready to say, let me pay $15 a month for 12 months, which comes out to $180 a year just to play a game where all they got to do is just drop $70 and that's it, right? A one-time payment versus a reoccurring $15 a month. So I don't see that, right? So I don't see, and I don't see a rush of people buying consoles for Black Ops, right? I think a lot of people.
Let me ask you this: what if it? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I do have an idea that Microsoft should implement, but I'll talk about that in a few. There is a way to make this work, but you're definitely not going to get PlayStation gamers to leave PlayStation, jump over to Xbox. Now you might have PlayStation gamers that already have an Xbox and they already are subscribed to Game Pass. This might lead them to be like, you know what? Since I'm already paying for Game Pass, I'm just not going to buy the PlayStation version. I'll just play it here because I'm already on Game Pass. They're a consistent subscriber to Game Pass, so they're not coming off because they do enjoy it. So they're just reaping the benefits of something they already pay for and they're already there. And of course, you know, Call of Duty has crossplay, so they're not really missing out on anything. If anything, they save $70 from having to buy the game because they already have access to it, right? Same thing with PC gamers, right? Some PC gamers, if it doesn't really matter, they'll just not opt to buy the Steam version and they'll just play it on something they are already playing on. You know, I think PC Game Pass is even cheaper. It's like $9 a month. So it's even cheaper for them. And if they're already paying it, all they're doing is downloading something that's already accessible to them. So that doesn't increase whatever, right? So you're not going to pull people who don't have an Xbox, but they have a PC or they have a PlayStation, will use PlayStation more, and they're not going to say, man, Call of Duty's on Game Pass, let me pay $3 if I want an inferior version of my PS5, or $4 to $5 to have an equivalent version, so pay $400 or $500, and then on top of that, start subscribing $15 a month, which is $180 a year. So you're not gonna spend $680, you know, on Call of Duty, when all you gotta do is just pay $70 and play on the place you already are subscribed to. You already have the console. You're already playing for PlayStation Plus Online. You've been playing Call of Duty. It doesn't mean, that's why I said this doesn't impact PlayStation, right? So the real question is, how can Microsoft use Call of Duty to help success for Game Pass? Because really it's all about Game Pass. They completely tarnished their console. So that console's fucked. This is not going to make Xbox sell more. I know I saw JW already put his MPD on lock. That shit, I hope people didn't fall for that bait. Because that shit ain't selling. No one really wants to buy an Xbox. And Call of Duty's not going to be that console to do it. It's just not. Right? So really,
come out. Is it coming out on PC as well?
Yeah. PC Game Pass. Wow. Yeah, everything.
Oh, PC Game Pass. Okay.
Yeah, PC Game Pass and on Steam. It's a full-on release, right? So here's the real question. What can Microsoft do to really make Game Pass successful? Because they need subscribers, right? They need people to get on immediately, right? And how can Call of Duty help? So in my opinion, Microsoft has to bite the bullet, right? And I'm not talking about the new Call of Duties, because obviously they're all going to be on every platform day one, but they really need to start looking at the legacy Call of Duties that are still popular. The ones on 360 and all the old ones. And they need to put those games back in circulation, but it needs to be exclusive to Game Pass. That's how you get Call of Duty gamers off PlayStation. That's how you get Call of Duty gamers off Steam. Because now your Game Pass is a platform, right? Because that's how Microsoft looks at it. Game Pass is a platform, then treat it as such. That platform needs exclusives. So when you have legacy Call of Duty titles, and don't sell it. Don't sell it. Not even on Xbox. You cannot buy these games. You cannot buy it on Steam. You cannot buy it on the Windows Store. You cannot even buy it on your Xbox. And sure, people are going to bitch. People are going to complain. And you know how those people is going to bitch and complain? The ones who don't have Game Pass. Oh well. You're trying to get people on Game Pass. So don't listen to the people crying. Because the people who are on Game Pass, that's going to make them happy. When they see all these legacy catalog in the past Call of Duty titles coming back, and the only way you can play them is through Game Pass, no Game Pass subscriber is going to complain. Sure, you're going to get the fake, you're going to get the fake gamers on Twitter, trying to look like the hero. Well, I'm gonna unsubscribe to Game Pass because it is not fair that nobody gets the opportunity to buy it. So I'm not gonna support that decision. I'm gonna be the hero. Get the fuck out of here. You literally pay for Game Pass, and Microsoft says, "Hey, we're gonna hook you up," and you're gonna spit in their face because of it. Shut up. The people who will complain about that is the ones who aren't on Game Pass. And Microsoft should not listen to them, right? These legacy titles, these catalog titles of Call of Duty, exclusive to Game Pass, you cannot buy it. You can't get it. If you want to play all these titles, right, that are now active on the Xbox service, you got to subscribe to Game Pass. That is the only way. And I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people, to include people on PlayStation, that will be like, holy shit, all these great Call of Duty games that I love, but the only way I gotta play is on Game Pass, they're gonna go to Game Pass and play it. That's something that's unavoidable, and that's not something, if they're, especially they're fans of these games, they're gonna jump on it, right? That's an exclusive mindset, and I don't think Microsoft has the how would you say, the fortitude to do that. I will be all about it. Put me in charge in day for Microsoft, and I'll be the bearer of the bad news. I will say it live in a June showcase, and I have double fucking middle fingers up. You know what I'm saying? Team Game Pass. If you're not about that GP life, fuck off. I don't care. I don't like y'all. I don't like y'all console gamers anyway. GP life. That's all I care about. And I guarantee the GP fans, they will side with me, because who's going to complain? You're already paying for the shit. I'm hooking you up. The people that will complain is the ones that don't have it. But I guarantee there'll be more people that will say, you know what? All these great Call of Duty titles are on Game Pass. I'm subscribed. That is worth $15 a month. That is worth me buying an Xbox. Or that is me subscribing to Game Pass on PC and not worry about Steam, because that's way too much content that I'm going to be missing out on. That's what I would do. But Microsoft would have to have the intestinal fortitude to make that decision, which I don't think they do. But that's what they got to do if they really want Game Pass to be successful. They have to now start contemplating exclusives for Game Pass. And you cannot buy these games. You cannot. You cannot get this anywhere else. They have to start pushing content that's exclusive to Game Pass to get people to be like, man, Game Pass is valuable because it has content I can't get anywhere else, even if I own an Xbox. This is the only way to get access to it. That's what they got to do. They got to be the bad guy.
Put it right. Game Pass.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Game Pass has been a thing since, 2016, 2017, something like that?
Yeah.
If they haven't figured out how to make Game Pass sustainable and successful, I don't think any of this is going to change anything. The problem is
we both know what sells. Exclusive sells.
No.
You got to force people onto Game Pass. You got to force them on.
The majority of the people who buy those games are not even on that platform.
Because they're now forced. You gotta force them. You gotta force them. All right?
Good luck.
Listen,
Microsoft.
Listen. If you're in a city with 5 restaurants and I buy out all 5, you're gonna eat in my restaurant, dog. Or you better learn to cook yourself.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna force your ass to come to me. That's the problem with Microsoft. Microsoft's about like, oh, go everywhere else. You don't need my console. Well, then I ain't gonna buy your goddamn console. If you're telling me I ain't gotta go to your restaurant, I ain't going. You see what I'm saying? Microsoft has to start making Game Pass exclusives. That's the only way to get people on Game Pass. How do you think Netflix got people on Netflix? They made exclusives. Orange is the New Black. That was one of the big titles that shifted the remember, Netflix came out with, oh, you could watch all this other bullshit that is everywhere, but now it's consolidated to Netflix. No one cared. Yep. Because you could rent it, or you could go on HBO, or you could go on this, you could go on that. And then Netflix is like, you know what? This shit ain't working. It's not enough to serve everything you already have access to for $10 a month. I gotta give you something you can get. Here's Orange is the New Black. And people be like, wait a minute. Orange is the New Black? What the fuck? Hey, can I watch that on HBO? Nope. Is it on Cinemax? No. Where the fuck can I get this? It's on Netflix, dog. It's a dope show, but you gotta subscribe to Netflix to watch it. All right. So guess what I'm gonna do? They subscribe to Netflix. Why do you think Disney pulled all the Marvel shit out of Netflix? Devil May Cry, Daredevil, and all that shit. They say, yo, now that we got our own shit, you can't have our shit. That shit's coming back.
Yeah.
Because if you could watch Daredevil on Netflix, why the hell would you subscribe to Disney Plus to watch Daredevil? If they're gonna keep making the shows on Netflix, there's no reason to go to Disney Plus. You got to have exclusives. That's just the way of life, dog. You know, if you don't want if you want people to listen to Spotify and not Apple Music, Spotify gotta have exclusives. They have exclusives. They have exclusive podcasts. They have exclusive access to albums. You gotta have exclusives. You got to, and I know that sounds anti-consumer, but that's just the way of life. This is the only place where you could get it. If you don't like it, oh well, you just won't have it. And you know what? No one really has a problem with that. No one really has a problem that Spotify has exclusive content. No one really has a problem that Netflix has. No one has a problem that you can't watch Stranger Things on HBO Max. No one has a problem. Dune 2 just came out on streaming. There's only one place you can watch it on the streaming. That's HBO Max. Or you can buy it. But if you want to watch on streaming, you ain't booting up Netflix. And no one has a problem with that. No one has a problem that Dune is exclusive to HBO Max. No one has a problem that Twisted Metal is exclusive to Peacock. No one has a problem that The Last of Us is exclusive to HBO Max. No one has a problem that Fallout is exclusive to Amazon. No one has a problem that God of War is going to be on Amazon. And no one has a problem that all these things are exclusive to whatever. If you like it, you're going to go watch it. If you don't, then no whatever. Microsoft needs to take a cue. They got to see that, we have hit the point. The Xbox console don't matter no more. It doesn't matter. Let's all be honest. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, you got these Resident fanboys still fighting something that's dead. It doesn't matter. Microsoft is all in on Game Pass. Well, if you're gonna be all in on Game Pass, then be fucking all in. At least commit. Commit to the damn thing. Game Pass needs some exclusives. Game Pass needs stuff. And I think the best thing is using you can't use the new shit, right? Because the new shit has got to come out on all platforms. Microsoft signed 10-year deals. But the old shit that is still popular, you put that on Game Pass only, I guarantee people will jump on. And now you look at Game Pass not just as one game. Now you look at it as a collection. And then you start adding more legacy titles. And then you start creating some new stuff. Maybe some smaller projects. Some AA games, some single A games from your first party studio. And you put it exclusively on Game Pass. Is it gonna piss off some Xbox console gamers? Sure, but who gives a fuck? How many of them are there anyway?
Yeah, it's just a
like 9? Anyway. Good, you're gonna piss off all 9 Xbox console gamers. Ugh. It's a dead product. It's done. Cut, you know what I'm saying? You got gangrene on your toe. Cut that motherfucker off. Cut the toe off. Cut it off. You know, give the leg a chance to survive. Cut that damn toe off. Cut it off. Screw it. I mean, Microsoft already fucked things up. They already look stupid. They already pissed off. They got Tim Dog out here. His name is PSN Tim Dog. I never thought I would see the day. If someone would have told me 10 years ago that Tim Dog would call himself PSN Tim Dog, I'd be like, you are smoking crack. You are bugging out. When you lose Tim Dog, you lost everybody. When you lose him, you hit rock bottom. So you might as well Microsoft did this for Game Pass. Just commit then. Stop fucking around. Give Game Pass exclusives. Give it exclusives. Make people say, I will subscribe to Game Pass. Make people realize if I am not on Game Pass, I will miss out on games. The only people that's going to be pissed off are the ones that's not on Game Pass. And who gives a shit? Especially when you don't have a console that's selling. Oh, what you gonna do? Not buy my console? Am I gonna go last in MPD? Ooh, scary. I don't give a fuck if I was Microsoft. I'm already last place. I can't get screwed over any further. I only sold 800,000 consoles in 3 months. No one gives a fuck about my console. So, done with the console. It's all about Game Pass. We're gonna do it. Game Pass is the new normal. I'm gonna give it exclusives. Right? Yeah. People got to see the value, and the real value is not a low monthly fee. That shit doesn't work. The value in gaming and entertainment in general has always been exclusive content. Does this service provide something that's unique and I can enjoy? The price, most people don't really care. It's not really a thing. It's the actual content. And you create content on that, people are going to gravitate to content. That's how Netflix became Netflix. Netflix became Netflix because of exclusives. And now that channel has nothing but exclusives. From Portugal to Germany, now they got exclusives from every country in the world that sometimes it pops up. I'm like, I don't even understand this language, but it's exclusive.
Yeah.
It's exclusive to Netflix, you understand? And everybody's doing it. Because just packing up shit that everybody has and saying you could get all this shit that you already had access to for $15 a month, most people don't care about that because you already had access to that. So who cares about consolidating stuff that's already available? Show us the exclusives, show us new content, show us stuff that's not available on anything else, and I will pay you for it.
Yeah.
Microsoft got to do that with Game Pass, and I don't think that if they, I would hope that Microsoft is now starting to have that serious conversation. Because if they wanted to be the Netflix of gaming, Netflix is Netflix because of exclusives. It was the exclusive shows that propelled them, and they did a lot, right? That's how I see Call of Duty could be the start of Game Pass success. They got to get some of the legacy titles, because the new ones is already locked in for 10 years. But the older ones is all fair game. Guess what? And that's just the beginning. Any other older titles on the Activision Blizzard thing, right? Diablo 3 or whatever. Any other game that's legacy, when they launch it, don't launch it for sale at all. You know sales get cannibalized anyway. Sales get cannibalized anyway, so fuck it.
I have a question.
Yeah, so cut it. Fuck it. Fuck the sales. We're not selling shit to nobody. It's on Game Pass. That's it. Deal with
I
it.
have a question.
What's up?
So, you're the second person that I've heard this week talk about this need to lock gamers into Game Pass specifically. Get rid of the sales, just like that. Wooly Gamer is a person that I heard, but his idea, I think, expanded from yours. He was not just saying legacy titles like Call of Duties and bringing them back, but every game going forward. Like, you want a Gear 6, you can only get it through Game Pass. There's no digital version you can buy, there's nothing. So that was what I was saying. Would you go that far?
No,
you get a new
yet.
Gear 6?
Not yet. I will start with smaller titles. I will start maybe
With Hi-Fi Rush 2?
maybe like Hi-Fi Rush 2, right? Yeah. Like Hi-Fi Rush. That should have been a Game Pass exclusive. Hi-Fi Rush, I think would have been a Game Pass exclusive. Definitely. That should have been a Game Pass exclusive. Hi-Fi Rush should have been a Game Pass exclusive. I might do, depending on the cost, let's say like a Gears, Gears 4 and 5 remaster.
Okay.
Right? Because a remaster is not that expensive, I would imagine, as compared to a remake. But it's just enough. Or I'll make it a year exclusive on Game Pass. If it's really that detrimental. But I wouldn't put Gear 6, no, because that's too much money. Like, it's just, right? But a Gears remaster...
But it will get those people locked in. Like, exactly what your point was.
But you see what I'm saying? But I think right now, Gear 6 is way... That's why I said legacy for COD, because I think these games are way too expensive. And how fast can you lock people in before you corrupt your whole system? I will start small. I will get people used to the idea, wait a minute, are we going to start seeing exclusives on Game Pass now? Is this going to be a normal thing?
Oh, yeah. So Pentiment 2.
Pentiment 2? Maybe, depending how much money they spent on Avowed. Because it looks like it got downgraded.
Oh, Disavowed?
Disavowed? It looks like it got downgraded, right? I might put that 1 year time exclusive on Game Pass.
Okay.
I will start slowly, little by little, get people used to the idea.
So AA and under, Game Pass exclusive. AAA, you will do both. You release simultaneously in Game Pass, but you also sell it a la carte.
Yeah. Little by little, I will start getting people used to the idea Game Pass is going to have exclusives. People are going to start getting used to that. That's going to be in their brains. So now, if people are going to be like, damn, what game's going to be exclusive on Game Pass and what can I buy on Xbox? Or you could just say, you know what, I'm just going to subscribe to Game Pass. I get it all anyway. I don't have to worry about that nonsense.
I have a second question.
Simple.
You spoke a lot about legacy titles, but you also know that Xbox prides itself on the backwards compatibility. So what if a gamer has the physical disc of a Call of Duty legacy title? Will you allow them to access the Game Pass equivalent version,
Nope.
whatever that you're.
Nope.
Wait, you're ditching them?
Nope. Think about it. I just said, fuck this console. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this box no more. Fuck y'all. No one's buying my shit, so I'm not gonna worry about the 9 people who still own their disc. I'm sorry, I'm the bad guy. Oh well, somebody's gotta do it. Somebody's gotta be the asshole in this business. Somebody's gotta be the asshole in this business. You can't be the nice guy no more. Really, has being the nice guy really fared well for Xbox over the last 4 years? Did the nice guy image really help them? Fuck that. I'm gonna be James Dean, leather jacket, Harley Davidson, and I'm gonna just drive by and be like, I'm a rebel without a cause, or I'm a rebel without a clue. But one way or another, I'm gonna go Tupac this shit. I'm not gonna be the nice guy. All right, I got my nuts blown off, and I served 5 years in prison. I'm coming back with Death Row Records, and I'm gonna call out everybody. Screw it. What else I got to lose? I got nothing else to lose. Oh, but you promised me you didn't buy my console. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't
But
care.
they did buy your consoles. These are the ones that had
Yeah,
it.
10 years ago. I don't care. I don't care. Xbox is dead. It's dead. It's done. Boom. You're gonna buy on Game Pass. You really want to play it? It's on Game Pass.
I have a
$14 a month.
follow-up question again. Mr. Game Pass.
I would be the bad guy. I would absolutely
Will
be the
you
bad guy.
release a next-gen console in 2028 going forward?
Fuck no. The worst I would do is that strategy of third party. I will create a UI. I will focus more on the UI, right? So really pretty much take Windows. You know, like you got Windows on a Surface tablet, right? And it turns into tablet mode. But it's still Windows. It's just the UI is specifically designed for a tablet. But it's still Windows. Nothing's changed, right? I even want to I don't know how I activated it, but on this laptop, it accidentally went into tablet mode, and it says touch the screen to do this. I had to restart my thing, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? This is a laptop. It's not a tablet. So the code in Windows that's on your laptop has the tablet mode. It's just, I don't know how I activated it, but it was just weird. So it's Windows.
Because you've got a touchscreen? You've got a touchscreen?
No, it's not a touchscreen. That's what I'm saying. Why would it ask me that?
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's just Windows. So what I would do is I would just release a packaged Windows software that has the UI designed for consoles and just license it out to Asus, to Dell, to Lenovo. Let them make an Xbox, and they can make it whatever they want. It's pretty much as a pre-built PC, but with an Xbox logo, using my operating system, and when whoever buys it boots up the console, it's nice in design. You can use a controller. Pretty much, it feels like a console, but it isn't. You're actually playing on PC. I will be done with it. I ain't worrying about this console shit no more. I'm licensing software. Who wants to make consoles? Y'all want to make consoles? Here you go. License software.
Yo, J-Dub.
Yo.
Can you be witness to the fact that I was the first one to talk about third-party manufacturers for Xbox a year ago before you became...
No, you did. I remember.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. I said this before it was the hot thing. Now everybody is talking about it like they came up with it first.
Absolutely.
I need to find the podcast. I need to put it on Twitter.
But absolutely, you brought that up. But that's how I would do it. I mean, at this point, you just gotta Game Pass. The focus on Game Pass, the focus on the PC hurt the console. There is no arguing about that. You already screwed it up. So just move on. If Microsoft puts so much focus on Game Pass, then commit to the decision, and you have to give it exclusives. You got to. It doesn't work. All right. Even in the movie and music streaming services, they have exclusives. They have exclusive podcasts, shows, music. It's there for a reason. Just simply saying I got shit that everybody else has, but you only got to pay $9 a month to see it on mine. No one really cares about that. That's not. If that was the case, that Tubi channel would be the most popular channel in the world. That's the most freest service out there. No one cares about that. So it's not really about cost, but it's about content, right? And is that content something I want? Can I get it somewhere else? If I can't, then I'm cool watching it there. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? The reality is Microsoft needs exclusives. Period. It needs Game Pass. Game Pass needs exclusive content if they really want to take it seriously. It absolutely does. Without exclusive, the Game Pass thing is not going to work. Telling people
Yeah,
that I
I
don't need
think
Game Pass doesn't help.
But put a rock. It's more than just that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I get what you're saying, and absolutely, that's what they needed. That's what they needed. But it's too late for that,
I don't
right?
think so.
I'm gonna tell you, Microsoft has bigger problems than just the exclusive shit now.
What's
They've
the problem?
they've pissed off a lot of people that don't trust them anymore, right? So people don't trust them because they fucking don't really know. It seems like right now they're just trying to test the waters of everything. They don't know what they want to do, and they're failing at everything. So even just let's forget the whole console part of it, right? Because I think ultimately, at the end of the day, that console is going away. But if they start making their games exclusive, which the bulk of their games, or the more popular ones now, especially the ABK and they sell the majority on PlayStation, like by huge numbers, not by a small number, but huge numbers. Well, if you take away those games away from the PlayStation people, then I mean, you think the PC guys are going to make up for those numbers? Don't think so.
Well,
The
that's what I'm
Xbox
talking
guys, yeah,
about. These are games that's not even
that-
on PlayStation, or they're no longer on PlayStation. Hell, some of these games you can't even play it on PlayStation because PlayStation 5 is not backwards compatible with PS3. So some of, like, let's say, the legacy Call of Duty titles from the 360,
Yeah.
you can't play it on PlayStation anyway unless they do an update or something to get it on PlayStation.
do you?
Right?
Let me ask you this:
So some of these games you can't even play on PlayStation.
Do you think those old Call of Duty games? Do you think that would be enough
It's
to
a
give
start.
them where they need to be?
It's a start. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They got to start building the fundamental philosophy that going forward, Game Pass will have exclusives. That's why I mentioned
Okay.
also like the Gears of War 4 or 5 remaster. If they did a remaster of Gears of War 4 and 5, Game Pass exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be pissed off about that? Who's going to be pissed off that the remaster of Gears 4 and 5 is exclusive to Game Pass? Which audience? The audience not on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So who cares about them?
Yeah.
If you're not on Game Pass, I'm sorry. You're not my concern. You know? Now you could say, well, the console gamers on Xbox who have a Xbox, series console, or maybe they're still on the Xbox One X, let's say. Maybe they might get pissed off, right? Because they, I got your console and I can't play this game because I'm not on Game Pass? Exactly. Oh, that's bullshit, man. Fuck this console. Exactly. People already said fuck this console. You're just like the people, the few remnant hardcore console gamer, Microsoft they can't rely on those games. Those gamers are not enough. So now, hey, all you guys on the console, you either get on Game Pass or because this portion of Xbox is done. We're no longer going to hold the Xbox console gamer as one of the top priorities. That those days are done. At best, third-party hardware be pushed out there, and if you choose to play it, that's on you. But for the most part, we got to, Xbox got to go all in on Game Pass. That's the audience they got to nurture and mature. And you can't do that. You can't nurture and mature a Game Pass audience until you treat them with that service. And the best way to treat Game Pass gamers with service is with exclusives. That's the best way. And many people, once they see that, they're going to want to jump on so they can get that exclusive service. They want exclusive games. Think about it. It's the same thing as how you look at consoles, except it's no longer about the console no more. It's about the subscription service. It's just the same fundamental idea. You got something that you have access to, and the company who supports it, they're giving you exclusives. They're giving you these exclusive games. And now people are going to see that and they're going to be like, it's no different than PC gamers who get pissed off when PlayStation got exclusives. How many PC gamers are pissed off? How many Xbox gamers are pissed off Final Fantasy Rebirth exclusive to PlayStation? Because they have a platform, but this one game is on the platform they don't have. So what you got to do? You got to get that platform. It's going to be the same mindset with Game Pass. You're going to have your people who are pissed off, but it don't matter if you're pissed off. You're not on Game Pass. They got to focus on the Game Pass customer. That's how they grow. That's how they will grow their Game Pass numbers. Focus on the Game Pass customer. Give them exclusives. Game Pass customers need exclusives. If you expect people to jump on Game Pass, you got to give them a reason to. What is it about Game Pass that will make it successful? And it's not going to simply be, we got a whole bunch of games for $15 a month. We clearly see over the last 7 years that didn't work. And with the price hikes coming, it's gonna get even worse. Because remember, before it was only $9. Remember, it was like for $5.
Yeah.
For $10, you can play all these games. Then it went from 5 to 10, 10 to 15. It's gonna get worse. The only way to make Game Pass look appealing, you need exclusives. That's it. Hey, Gears of War 4 or 5 remaster, exclusive to Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Another version of remaster, exclusive to Game Pass. You know, Halo Master Chief remaster or whatever, exclusive to Game Pass. You know, maybe a few, Pentiment 2, you know what I'm saying? Grounded 2. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, exclusive to Game Pass. Get people with the fundamental mentality of, holy shit, Game Pass is getting exclusives. I might want to consider subscribing to Game Pass now. That's the only way.
Yo, how come nobody told me I was using the wrong microphone?
You were using you were fine before.
Nobody told me I was using the wrong microphone. How was I fine before?
I mean,
I should sound better now.
Yeah.
I was using the one built into the headset. This is a terrible microphone. That's terrible.
We don't have your ears. We don't have your ears.
My goodness.
We don't have your ears,
Jesus.
But that's what I think. What do you guys think? You think is it time for Microsoft to actually commit to Game Pass? Like, stop bullshitting around. Commit to this shit. You already fucked everything up, right? You pretty much destroyed everything. Commit to this shit.
I'm gonna be honest. This is my take. I don't think they're gonna commit to it. I don't think Satya. I don't think Satya cares. Satya is betting, and he's hedging the bet on PlayStation and Nintendo going forward. He can't wait for the Switch 2 to launch. He can't wait for the PS5 Pro and the rest of those games to come. He's betting on the larger install base to make up the most money. The Game Pass shit, like I said, he tried it. They tried it since 2016, 2017. Hadn't been able to get traction. Those exclusives that you're talking about, old Call of Duty games, is probably not enough to make a big draw. It would take brand new triple AIP that are great, that are on Sony level, to get people back into the Xbox Game Pass ecosystem. Other than that, people be like, look, they just had a fucking AAA game that just launched a couple of days ago. People forgot all about it. People have already moved on. The Hellblade 2, right? That shit came and went overnight. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but
but I mean, it took them 8 years, 7, 8 years to make, right?
You don't need Game Pass to play it.
Okay, let me ask you this: how many subscribers you think? How many people you think would have made a conscious effort to go out and to play this game if you didn't need it? If it was mandatory that you had an Xbox or Game Pass?
If it was by itself, probably not much.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Orange is the New Black by itself didn't help propel Netflix either. What I'm trying to say is we got to condition the mind. We got to condition
let's
the
take
mindset.
Everything. Let's take all the AB games. Let's take all the Blizzard games, right? Let's take all of this shit that Microsoft 100% and put it in Game Pass and make it exclusive. Even right now, right? Even right now,
absolutely.
Gamers have access to all the ABK. They have access to all of that shit. Even right now, and most people don't give a fuck.
No. So absolutely, if let's rewrite a little bit of history. If Microsoft said all ABK games are exclusive to Game Pass, and that's the only way you could play ABK games, obviously not World of Warcraft, right? Because that's a PC exclusive. But let's say like Call of Duty, Overwatch, the new Overwatch, whatever. Somehow it's all exclusive Game Pass. You don't have a choice but to play. What you gonna do? Not play Call of Duty? Not play Overwatch? You can just say, fuck it. Not play Diablo? Just, fuck it. Because I don't like it. No. That changes the identity of Xbox Game Pass now. You literally, that's the problem with Game Pass. Game Pass doesn't really have a great identity. The only identity Game Pass has is you can play a lot of content for a cheap price. No one cares about that. No one cares about a system where you can play a lot of things that you can play everywhere for a low cost. That's not really a thing. Right? What's a thing is I got a system and it has a lot of content, and if you want to play all this content, you got to be on this service. You're not on this service, you don't get access to it. It doesn't matter if your PC's $10,000 and you love Steam, you can't play it. It doesn't matter if you got PlayStation 5. You can't. There's no way to play it unless you are subscribed to this specific thing. That's happening, right? And when you pad that thing with so much content, with so much exclusives, then the identity changes. Because now you're not looking at it as a service where you play a lot of games for a cheap price. Now it's like you subscribe to a service with a lot of exclusives across multiple genres, across multiple titles, across multiple games. And I want to play some of those games. I'm going to subscribe to it. And no one's going to think twice of it. And that's where I think Microsoft failed. That's where Microsoft failed. They wanted to be Netflix, but they didn't do Netflix things. They didn't realize how Netflix became Netflix. Netflix didn't simply become, you could just have general shit for $9 a month. They put intensive money to create Netflix Studios, exclusives. They put a lot of money into producing Netflix. They put a lot of money into that. So that way they could break out of every other service. And that's how Netflix became big, right? You got to have and everybody's adopting that. Paramount, we see that. Max, all the services are pushing exclusive shows, exclusive podcasts. Everybody's trying to do that. Because exclusives what sells. Game Pass is not about exclusives. And that's why I think it was Microsoft never considering to create Game Pass exclusives, I think is a huge factor on why it didn't really become successful. Because you really don't need it. The only people that actually, let's be honest, if you're considering Game Pass, it's because you really don't want to buy games. Can we say that?
Pretty much, yeah.
And how many gamers are actually like that? There's not a lot. A lot of gamers, they're pretty cool with buying games.
Shit,
brother man, we see it already. Why you think Game Pass
the Xbox console gamers?
Even Steam, we see. Listen, PC is the perfect place. PC gamers, even though it's on Game Pass, they still buy the Steam version because they don't care really about saving money. They don't care.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that. Here's the thing: the Xbox console gamers have gotten to the point, and I mean, basically, let's face it, I wouldn't even blame them. I'm going to blame Phil and those guys because they've conditioned those guys to not buy games and to think of actually buying games as anti consumer. So therefore, first thing they say when a game is, they see a nice game, is it coming to Game Pass? Oh, I'll wait for it to hit Game Pass, right? And this is why their numbers are low. This is why everything else is low, is because of that, with that mindset. It's a mindset thing.
Game Pass.
We still have that. You and I mean, all the PlayStation guys, PC guys, Nintendo guys, we still have the mindset. If you want great games, you got to pay for them. You got to support the developers. If you want that to keep coming back around, you got to pay. You can't sit around and wait for some shit to come into PlayStation Plus or wait for it to come to Epic Game Store for free or Steam sale or some shit like that, right? Because that is counter to what you want. As a PlayStation gamer, we have the luxury of knowing if we support a game, more than likely we're going to get a sequel. We're going to get more of what we like, and therefore we've kind of built this system. They make great games, we buy them, we spend the money. They make a lot of money. They give us sequel. They give us other things outside that to nurture that. Xbox community don't have it like that. They've never grasped that concept since last generation. Because they did have exclusive last generation in the beginning, and then Phil took it down a different path. So I don't think, honestly, there's just so many games out here. There's so many other avenues, including third parties. I can see them, if Microsoft tried that, hey, we're going to force these guys to buy shit, gamers just won't give a fuck. They'll just go play something else. Right now, this fucking new Call of Duty, I'm not going to say a clone, but you got X Defiant or whatever's out, everybody's playing right now. There's other shit out there to play. So you forcing somebody down somewhere, that's not going to work for Xbox. That works for PlayStation. Hell, that even works for PC. That definitely works for Nintendo. That does not work for Xbox and Microsoft. It just doesn't. They don't have the goodwill of the gamers to be able to pull that off. I see people saying, all right, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not subscribing to this bullshit. I'm not doing this. And I can see them holding out, and then eventually Satya and Phil and them are gonna see them numbers and be like, hey, we gotta We got to bring this shit. We tried. I don't see them holding the line.
But the thing is, the people who ain't
At
gonna
all.
subscribe already aren't subscribed. Think about it. The audience you're talking about already don't like Xbox.
I understand that, but they're obviously
there.
they're
So
they're
how
trying
worse
to
can
grow.
it-
How do you grow?
No, but they can't. Bro, they sold 800,000 console over 3 months. They're not growing. It's over.
Yeah.
Who are they going with? Who?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. You're trying to say, oh, Microsoft, they already damaged. They're already there. They already hit rock
Damaged
bottom.
goods.
They already hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
The people who are saying, I'm not going to subscribe to Game Pass, they already not subscribing to Game Pass. They're already not there. So now the question is, how do you get people to subscribe to Game Pass? Well, it's got to have
I gotta
content
fix.
that you can't get nowhere else.
I gotta
And
fix.
over
I gotta
time,
fix.
when people be like, all right, now I'm seeing games, more and more games, right, being added to Game Pass. And not only is it being added to Game Pass, you can't get it anywhere else. Now, Game Pass holds a different type of value. Because the value is more than just play a whole bunch of games at $15 a month. It's now playing a whole bunch of exclusives. Exclusives for $15 a month. And that's not a bad deal. To play a whole bunch of exclusives for $15 a month, $17 a month, that's a totally different sales pitch. Play exclusives. All these exclusives for as low as $17 a month. Totally different message now. Totally different message.
Okay. Okay. So
And that's not a bad proposition.
Podrock, just to answer your question, yeah? I don't know if your strategy would work. What I do know is that what they're currently doing is not working.
That's
Because-
true. We can all agree with that.
Exactly.
We can agree with
Exactly.
that. What they're doing now
Exactly.
isn't working. So I don't think you could get any
Exactly.
worse, in my opinion. At best,
Listen.
nothing changes. Like Jay does. He thinks nothing. And then if that's the case, then Xbox is just fucked. Because if this doesn't
think
work,
there are-
then what the hell is?
So here's my thing, right? I think that Microsoft thought that this Game Pass direction was aligned with the console direction. We clearly see that it's trying to go north and south at the same time. Okay? So I agree with you. They have to commit. Either, for me, I would say commit back to the console. So where you say go all in on Game Pass and make Game Pass exclusives, me, I'm saying kill Game Pass day and date and make the console exclusives, So again, one of us could be right,
I-
one of us could be wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, each of us is saying commit to one thing because they both cannot coexist at the same time. You can't be you can't be half and half. You've got to commit, and they are different directions. You either go north or you go south, but either way, you can't stay right here because you're just going nowhere. And that's currently the space that Xbox is in. And I find this. Look, I know that you didn't have like Hellblade 2 as a topic,
Oh, here we
but
go.
once we start talking about this, we've got to bring the latest game that it just came out. And here's the thing: Hellblade was always going to be a
Niche game.
niche experience, right? It was always going to be that. I warn people, forewarn them: don't compare this to God of War. Don't put it up against Horizon. Don't be talking about The Last of Us. It's a completely different ball game. But here's the thing, right? Hellblade was developed with Game Pass in mind. And therefore, it is so much less of an experience than even the first game was. And I think that when we talk about this idea of yours, where you're like, okay, let's put all of these games exclusive there. Yes, you've got the Call of Duty games that were again developed without Game Pass.
Let me stop you real quick. So, I think J-Dub, you played the game in beta, right? So I want to
Yes.
say for the audience, I have not played Hellblade 2. I will too. So I cannot confirm or deny anything that is said between J-Dub and Extreme, right? So don't come on, Porterac. That's bullshit. The game does. Listen, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know now.
All for one for all.
Listen,
Fuck
nah,
that.
motherfucker,
What do I
right?
get?
'Cause everybody's looking at me like, Porterac, you should have said this, but I didn't play the game. So I'm gonna 100% trust the integrity of Extreme and J-Dub on how the game is. That's all I got. I'm just letting y'all know.
I actually wasn't going to talk about the game specifically, but now I am.
All right.
Now I am.
I'm gonna trust on the integrity and ethics of J-Dub and Extreme.
Australian
That's
Boy
why you
Scouts.
messed up. That's why you messed up, Puerto Rico.
I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna let you know now. I'm
You
with
have
you
no
guys.
integrity.
I'm gonna listen to the integrity and ethics and the moral and the morals that has been established with J Dub and E4 Extreme. All right, I trust that they will speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God. All right. So help them the right hand of Kratos. All right. So now you can continue.
As for my DualSense, the following is true.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. No, I have played it. I platinumed it or whatever the equivalent is for Xbox because I played it on PC.
I think it's called 1,000, right?
1,000 it. Yeah. I
1,000
got 1,000 of 1,000. So lame. Anyways, I platinumed it. Okay. What is it? I'm not going to talk about the length or whatever.
How long did it take you to beat it?
It's hard for me to know because I got so bored that I was doing other shit. Like I just left the.
Oh,
and I don't know if it gives you. I don't know if you can get a counter on PC even because when I check the stats, it doesn't tell me anything. So I don't know if it counts on PC. But yeah, I left for like 3 hours doing other things.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyways, here's the thing. I wish that this game had better gameplay so that we could all realize how fucking awful the writing is. Like, I wish we could just all focus on how pointless this game is. Let me just put it this way. No spoilers, guys, okay? No spoilers. But this game tries to play off the guilt that Senua is supposed to feel, okay? And it tries to play this off of this heavily. You will get through so many sequences, whether it's the voices in your head or the other voice in your head, that is telling you how guilty you should feel. They basically treat her like if she was Kratos and she like massacred her own family and now she's covered in her ashes. But here's the thing. Small spoiler alert, guys. Senua never does anything bad. And I was always like, why are you telling me to feel guilty about all of these random losers I don't even know that are dying for things I didn't even do, incidentally around me without any action on my own ever having caused it? And yet somehow I'm supposed to be feeling bad for it. I felt a tremendous amount of dissonance between the story that I'm experiencing and the story that the game is telling me that I'm playing through. Because I'm like, why is she laden with guilt? Over what? You did nothing. You've never done anything. But anyways, the point is the writing is terrible. The ending is terrible. And throughout the entire thing, it's dull. If you guys want to know my thoughts on it, it's a 4 out of 10. I will eventually put out a video talking about my issues with the story and everything like that. But what I was going to say is that at the end of the day, this was a niche experience. And I'm not sure if Microsoft is going to keep making these niche experiences going forward, right? Pentiment, niche. Hi-Fi Rush, niche. Hellblade, niche. Even Disavowed is going to be niche. The only ones that they have that are going to have mass market appeal are Perfect Dark, Fable, Clockwork Revolution, Indiana Jones, those ones. But I'm like, so in your idea, even if they were to commit to Game Pass and make Game Pass exclusives, but like half of the titles are completely niche games, which means that they could be excellent, but they won't move the needle. And then the other ones that are supposed to be really great, like take a look at Indiana Jones. That looks mid as fuck. Like, let's face it, that first showing, not great. So, I'm not sure if that's going to save Xbox. Like, I'm not sure if the Game Pass exclusive direction is going to be the thing that kind of like gets them over the edge. That's it.
They gotta do something because what they're doing now, especially with Game Pass, is not working. Like day and day Game Pass doesn't mean anything. Also,
by the way, E4 Extreme on Xbox, whatever,
it means
you guys
for the
go
people
and check it out.
Obviously, But if you want to grow and get more people on it, you gotta provide exclusives. That's the only way you're gonna get more people on it. I think a lot of people are cool with not playing their games on a service as long as they could play it their way, whether it's on PlayStation or on PC, whatever. I think people are cool not worrying about $15 a month. But if you provide the service and people start getting used to that this service is providing exclusives and you can't play nowhere else, you can't buy it nowhere else, can't get it on Steam, you can't even get it on the Xbox store. I think people over time will start getting used to the idea that the value of Game Pass is the exclusive titles that it has. You know, and of course you need some gamers, some bigger games with a punch. That's why you start small, right? You got the little titles, then you might throw in a Gears remaster, right? You know, maybe Disavowed, as you call it, ends up being exclusive to Game Pass, right? And little by little, people start seeing this buildup of an exclusive catalog library on Game Pass. So now the value of Game Pass is more than just being a cheap, cost-effective way to play a lot of games. It's a place that has its own exclusive library, and more are coming. You know, you gotta get people used to that. And I think more people will respond to Game Pass having exclusives than what it's doing now over the last 7 years. You got to change something. Like, listen, what's going to happen? Like J-Dub, I know you don't agree with this plan, but if the current plan didn't work the last 7 years, how is it going to work the next 7? You can't do the same thing and expect a different outcome.
Because here's my personal opinion, right? They've tried everything, just like you said. When you've given everybody your games,
they didn't try that.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
But
they have tried. But they have tried exclusives. They have tried cheap consoles. They have tried the world's most powerful console. They have tried. It's a lot of shit that they have tried. And I keep asking this question: gamers, for whatever reason, right? Just don't fuck with Microsoft and Xbox. They just don't, for whatever reason. I'm not here to tell you what that reason is, but clearly as we see the numbers over this generation and the last generation, and clearly no matter what they try, no matter how much money that they've spent, people just, this holiday season, Series S was going for $139. The Series X was going for $349. They had what's the fucking game? They had Forza, the Gamepad. They had all their games cheap and everything. They've tried everything. People just don't fuck with them. So here's my thing. This is what I think. I honestly think this Call of Duty going into Game Pass is one last hurrah. I believe it. Ultimately, I believe it's a. This is our. I might as well do it now, and because what we're gonna do is get rid of the console. We're just gonna be a third-party publisher, and we're gonna focus on PC, Nintendo, and PlayStation. And
they can't afford to get rid of the console. I've always said this, and I always maintain it.
They can, and I'm gonna tell you why. The install base that they have for the console is so small. It's less than the OG Xbox One with the Kinect. Their worst generation ever, right? So it's even worse now with 2 next generation consoles. Even after spending $100 billion in publishers and developers and everything else, this was after. So you mean it? So that's saying they've tried everything. They've spent $100 billion, and this shit didn't move the needle at all. Matter of fact, it got even worse.
I agree, but they at the same time they're telling people you don't need a console.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir. I understand that. But look at the difference between they're not going to all of a sudden say, "Hey." They're not going to all of a sudden put a rock. They're not going to say, wake up one day and say automatically, "Hey guys, we psych. We didn't really mean that. We want you to go out and buy our consoles now. Now we're going to focus on our consoles." Like they're not going to do that.
They're going to focus on Game Pass. They're going to focus on Game Pass.
You think they're going to focus on Game Pass?
No. I say they should. Okay. They say I should. Okay. I said they should focus on Game Pass. Yeah. And the thing is, look at what you're saying. Look at all the status. They got a $300 console, a $500 console, but at the same time, they literally spend money on commercials that says don't buy it.
Absolutely.
They keep telling you. I agree. They keep telling you don't play on Xbox every single time. So now
they want to get out.
So now I'm gonna tell you need to play on Game Pass, and you're gonna be like, why? Because all these games are only gonna be available on Game Pass, and more coming. So unless you don't want to play all these titles that's coming, I don't know what to tell you. At a certain point, it's easy to say I don't need to buy an Xbox, but you don't really miss. I see that's the thing. The reason why people ain't buying Xboxes because you're not really missing out. If I don't buy an Xbox, what am I missing out? I have access to that games anyway, and now that they're putting games on PlayStation, eventually I'll play there. So you're not really missing out. I'm not buying an Xbox. That's the thing. So now Microsoft's have found out. It'd be like, if you're not on Game Pass, you are missing out. You are missing out. And you're gonna be like, missing out on what? You're missing out on this. This is also what we have on plan. This, and this.
The
And
reason
on top
I
of
don't,
that, you also get the big AAA's day and date. So you're gonna get the big AAA's day and date. Sure, you can buy it, but if you offer Game Pass, you also get all of this that you cannot buy. So you're thinking, well, fuck. I'm gonna get the games that I would have bought anyway, plus I get even more games that I don't have access to unless I'm on Game Pass. So holistically, it just makes more sense to subscribe to Game Pass because I get everything. I don't get a partial content of Xbox. I get all of it, all under one banner. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna subscribe to Game Pass. I'm gonna just get it all, everything. And that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to tell gamers, you don't have a choice but to Game Pass, or you're just not going to have access to these games. That's
Okay,
literally
that's
how all this works.
okay, so that's the Game Pass strategy. That's the theory. If they decide to go that route, I don't think they're going to go that route. The route I think they're going to go, I think they're saying, listen, we want to cut our loss from losing money. We want to make more money, but we want to cut our loss where we can. The Xbox console doesn't sell for 2 generations in a row. Doesn't sell, right? But we lose $100 to $200 according to Microsoft on each console sold. So gamers generally they aren't buying this shit anyway. We've already spent 3-4 years trying to tell them, hey, don't buy an Xbox. Go play it on TV. Go play it on PC. Now we're gonna tell them go play it on PlayStation and the Switch and everywhere else, right? That's technically what they've been doing. And we're going to make all this additional money that we would have lost from not having a console because technically they don't even make any money on the console itself, right? We're going to make all this additional revenue and we cut out the billions of dollars that we lose on R&D, and we'll just license out the technology that we have from my Xbox console and if a third party company wants to make it, they can. If they don't, no harm, no foul. We have such an extremely small install base. Half of those guys are going to go to PC and the other half will go to PlayStation or the Switch. In any case, we still make money off of them, but we don't spend the money. We don't waste the money on the R&D. We put our efforts into, we can put our efforts into our being a third party, putting our games any and everywhere. And we'll just clean house and make all this additional revenue that our fan base claims and brag about anyway, right? They'll evangelize it according to Phil Spencer, and everybody lives on happily ever after.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm not saying make a new console. I say go with the third party console strategy. I'm just licensing software. I'm gonna create a Windows UI, but guess what's gonna be part of that UI? Game Pass.
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to say. Listen, I'm gonna get your ass on Game Pass one way or another. I'm gonna get you on there.
You're not escaping.
You can't escape it. Either that or don't play a whole bunch of games and cry on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can't hurt me no more. Like if I was the face of Xbox and I did this, what are you gonna do to me? You gonna threaten me by not buying a console? You didn't buy it already, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I will get you. You will go to Game Pass one way or another. I'm gonna get you. You will go. You don't have a choice. If I'm putting a shitload of content on Game Pass and all I'm asking you is to pay $15 a month, who the fuck is gonna put the energy to fight me? Who's really gonna go to war with me? Oh, Porterac, I'm gonna go on change.org with Grums and I'm gonna make a video. Man, get the fuck out of here. You're really gonna be pissed off at me that I put all these games and all I'm asking you is to pay $17 a month. Man, get out of here. Ain't nobody gonna go to war with me. No one's gonna go to war. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go on PC or you're gonna get these nice third-party consoles. You're gonna buy it and you're gonna subscribe to Game Pass and you're gonna play all these games. And a lot of these games, the only place you even get the opportunity to play it is because of Game Pass, and you will love me for it. Oh man, look at all the exclusives I get on Game Pass. Oh my God, I'm the fucking king. You're gonna act like Kevin Hart and feel all special simply because you subscribe to the service that has exclusive games nobody else has access to. Not only will you subscribe it, you will love me for it. You're gonna love me for it. You're gonna absolutely love me because you're paying for something that has exclusives. That's why everybody loves. You know, imagine if Nintendo all of a sudden went day and day on PlayStation and PC. How many people are gonna buy a Switch 2? Nobody's gonna buy a fucking Switch 2. Who the fuck gives a shit at that point? You're really gonna play the next Zelda on the Switch 2 when you could play it on the PS5 or on the PC? Ain't nobody gonna do that shit. Why? Because it's not exclusive. No one gives a fuck. But guess what? Look at all the Switch guys. These guys are playing at 580p, 25 frames, and they love Nintendo for it.
Mm-hmm.
They bought Tears of the Kingdom for $70. Why was that game $70? Because Nintendo said, fuck you, I can, and you will love me for it. And they did.
Yeah.
People love exclusives. Can we all just not lie about that? We all love exclusives. We all love exclusives. We all love it. When somebody says you are paying for something nobody else can get, that makes you feel special. All right? Why you think airplanes have first class? You're going to the same fucking destination on the same goddamn plane, but I'm in first class. Ha, you poor bitches. Even though you're boarding the same plane, going to the same destination. But a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of food. You know, you sit down in your chair and a little bottle of water is already there. That makes you feel all special. Maybe you got a little bit more leg room. Oh my God. Ha, you broke bitches in the back. I got leg room. I can actually recline like this and sleep. It makes you feel special. Even though you're on the same goddamn plane, going to the same destination in the same shit.
I have a question. What are you gonna charge for this exclusive Game Pass thing? You keep talking about how you make everything. What are you gonna charge them?
Also,
same prices?
No. It's gonna go up. Price is gonna go up.
Yeah. What would you charge them?
Well,
you're the head of Game Pass now.
No, so I need my analytics guys. You know.
Okay. All right.
Let me put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. It seems like every fucking 6 months Netflix keeps raising the price. I swear to God, It feels like every 6 months I see an email, hey, just to provide you a new update, we're increasing the price. I'm like, didn't you like increase the price like 6 months ago? I'm not like Disney Plus. It seems like fuck. These guys are always increasing the price. But
when Disney Plus came out, it was like $9.
It was $9. Now it's like $28. It's $28. But guess what? I'm still on it. You want to fucking know why? It got exclusive Marvel shit on it. It got exclusive Star Wars stuff on it. That's really the only service I care about. I only care about Disney Plus. But I got Netflix. Yeah, I got Netflix. I got Peacock because my daughter, my wife loves Netflix and shit on Peacock, so I can't get rid of it. Because it has shows she can't watch anybody else. So I'm like, I gotta subscribe to it. And she loves it. I like Disney Plus because I like the exclusive shit it has on there. You see what I'm saying? But no one really has a problem. People love exclusives. People love a service that says, hey, we treat you with exclusivity that no other service could treat you with. People will have not a problem. And that's Xbox's big problem. They didn't treat their Xbox customers in that manner. They said, hey, Xbox, we're going to provide you a girlfriend. The only problem is she's giving blowjobs to everybody else. And you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm like, what? What? No, I want a wife. Like, what's the point of all this? You keep talking about everybody else, but you're not giving me something for me. Like, you got to give that subscriber, that customer, an individual exclusive that they could tie to. And I think that's what they got to do. And stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let me do some super chats. This is Vicky Bengali. He says, why are you so mad today? I never saw you that. I'm not mad. What the hell are you talking about? I'm excited. Yo, Vicky, let me help you out, Vicky. Don't be mad that I have better ideas for Xbox than you do. You will never have these great ideas for Xbox. You just like copulate whatever they do. Like whatever, if Phil says Xbox will be successful sucking my left nut, oh man, you're sucking on both of them. Ouch. Anyway, my man Raji, he says lack of upgrade to PS5 is I already read that one. Leo, thank you for being a member. He says GTA 6 launches next year, so there will be a lot of console upgrade purchases because of that. That's going to be interesting. I wonder what the impact of GTA 6 will have on the PS5 Pro, especially if Pro, and I think Extreme, we both talk about this, you cannot half-ass the Pro simply because of price. It's got to be something where people can say, holy shit, this smokes my PS5. And if GTA 6 shows that, I would be interested to see how GTA 6 can be impactful to the PS5 Pro if people actually see better graphics, better shadows, lock 60 frames, just holy shit.
Oh,
I would even imagine there's going to be some
Digital
PC
Foundry is
gamers.
definitely going to downplay that shit.
I don't know about
Well, there's no
They-
PC version to downplay it with.
No, they'll do it.
That's going to be the absolute
do what
best
they want
version
to
for
do.
who knows how long. That'll be the best
Yeah.
absolute version for who knows how long. So I would love to see how GTA 6 would impact the Pro. But
I will-
Sony can't half-ass the Pro.
I will say this. I don't know about the Pro specifically. I don't even know about the PlayStation 5. But I think for the whole market, across the Xbox Series and the PS5 family of consoles, I think plus 20 million. That game
Pro?
is just gonna grow the pie.
Oh, it's just going to go.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
just in
so
general.
everybody is
A lot
gonna
of
sell
consoles.
20 million consoles.
No. It's gonna sell
Just
more.
It's gonna be a
off
lot
the
of
bat,
cons, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
everybody is gonna just take their slice out of that. So
Especially
maybe
if
like
it's
the
the only way to
standard
play
PS5.
it on console.
It is the only way.
PC
So plus
gamers are
20
gonna buy
million
consoles
consoles?
because they're not gonna wait a year.
Exactly.
They don't.
Exactly.
They don't wait a year. They
They
play it
don't.
on console and then they play it on PC a year and a half,
Exactly.
2 years later.
When it comes back later.
But I would love to
especially
see-
because if they have GTA Online day one,
Oh,
and then you can transfer that, Jesus, bro. Plus 30 million consoles sold. So I think that all of these companies should just be like biding the time and waiting patiently for that game to drop. Because think about it, that's like a free system seller that someone just hands to you, like boom, there. Like
it can
I
also
think
kill
that
your
the-
games
the-
because
the-
everybody's playing that and they're ignoring your games.
exactly. You're just like I feel like Xbox should have waited until
Like Sony
until
releases Ghost of
GTA 6
Tsushima
came out.
2, everybody like who? Like fuck. Like who? Nah, nah.
Listen.
Oh,
They
shit.
need to just give it 3 months. Give it at least a 3-month birth. Just
leave that,
let
like
it
you
go.
said, leave that
Yeah.
quarter alone.
Mm-hmm.
Release your game the following year, because that Grand Theft Auto 6 taken.
Yeah.
Shout out to
If
Mash.
it comes out in November, you don't bring out anything. Even in October, just in anticipation, don't even bring anything ahead of it.
Delay your game for like 6 months. It's a wrap.
More.
Shout out
Just
to
polish it.
Mash. He gifted another 10 memberships earlier. Thank you so much, my brother. Metro Knight says, how long and how many people do you are willing to pay for access to those games? Not long, in my opinion. They'll be back in the same predicament. That's why I say you have to consistently provide exclusives. Microsoft said they're the Netflix is gaming, but they actually didn't do what Netflix did. Netflix provided exclusives, and they kept providing it. And they did it on Netflix, and you was not able to get it anywhere else. I think now maybe there was a few select titles that they sold on DVD or Blu-ray like a year or 2 years later, but for the most part, unless you had Netflix, there was a lot of shows you were missing out on because there was no other way to get it. So Microsoft talked about being Netflix, but they didn't actually do Netflix things. And I think it's about time they start considering it. Naven's says Xbox players only play shooters. To be honest, I don't even know what the fuck
That's not
they
true.
play.
They don't
Shoot 'em
only
up.
play shooters.
I don't
It's
even
a
know what
shooter
they play
box.
now. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't even know what the fuck they play now because I used to think that Halo's not doing too well.
They play Captain. What you mean? They play Captain. All they do is
They play
fucking
Captain.
Cap.
You know what I'm saying? They play.
All them games, Puerto Rock that you say in Gamepass, they don't play none of them shit.
That's it. Yeah, good point. Veg.
They certainly don't play Hellblade 2, let me tell you that.
Oh, ouch.
No, absolutely.
Vegger. PS have signed marketing deals with a lot of Call of Duty games and have thereof behind doors agreements with and partly owns licensing over these. Nah, I think they all expired.
That's over. That's over.
Yeah, that's over
now.
with. Those deals are over with. It's not permanent. Those deals are over with.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Persona non grata. And then Mash, he gifted another 20 memberships. Man, Mash is doing the Lord's work. Listen, I don't know why y'all ain't spamming these smileys. Do I need new smileys? Maybe they just suck. Maybe it could be. Listen, I gotta give exclusives, but maybe my exclusives suck. Maybe I gotta give better smileys and stuff like that. All right, let's talk about no PlayStation Showcase. We're gonna do some speed runs.
Oh no, just
PlayStation
one thing
Showcase.
before we do that. Can you just go to the Twitter messages, 60FNL. I just need the people to know that I'm not lying to them, because I don't have a reputation for being on Xbox, so people are questioning my integrity out here. We just got to prove. We just gotta prove to them,
Alright, I'll put
just
on
for
the screen.
transparency.
All right, everybody, look on the screen. It says right here, E4 Extreme, link social account. So clearly, he's not one of those PC gamers that are scared to link accounts. Gamer score
There you go.
1,000. Oh no, it took you 11 hours, 9 minutes.
No, yeah, I told
and
you.
you said about 3 hours.
4 hours.
He said about 3 hours worth was just leaving it on, so you beat it in about 8 hours.
Yeah.
So you
I guess, yeah.
So 8 to 9 hours you platinumed it. All this other stuff was
Yeah,
padded.
something like that.
You got some padded up. So there you go. Everybody, he ain't frauding.
There you go. So, there we go. So my opinions are valid, okay? Even though I could have told you most of this from the trailer. I could have done it, but...
Listen, those days are over for
everybody likes
for us having to show credentials, because remember, when you ask Xbox dudes for their credentials, they say it's like,
why are you asking for the social security number? Why you asking for the address? Why you asking for?
Why are you doxing me? Yeah, why are you doxing me? Why do you need all this information? Right?
Why do you need where my grandmother was born? Why?
Exactly.
So that's funny because on Avatar, on Twitter, you got these guys trying to call me. Oh, you don't play games. I just post my PSN. They're like,
yeah. Then they shut up.
Like, you actually showing your PSN? I'm like, yeah, because it's not fucking my social security. Like, when I bought my house, they didn't ask me for my PSN ID.
Yep.
There you go. And then they shut up real quick.
No, you know what to do for the Rock? This is how to get them. What you do? What I do? Just stream their own games on your channel. That's what I do. That's what I did. I fucking just streamed it. Fucking come and watch me play this dog shit trash while I talk shit about it while people fall asleep.
Now everybody's making fun of you because you actually played and beat it. You can't win with these guys. You can't.
Wait,
is that
it?
You can't win now. Whoa. You might as well not show it because now they're making fun of you that you actually put in 8 hours of your life into that game. Man, if you don't play games, you're a piece of shit. If you do play games, you're a piece of shit. Like, man,
I was a fan of the first one. I can show you my PSN. I've got 9 out of 10 achievements for that thing. I just couldn't
listen.
There's no way.
You knew around the block, bro. I'm telling you, me and Puerto Rock, we old heads in these trenches. You can't argue with these dudes. You can't. I
was a fan of the first one. I was always going to play the second one.
You can't win. You try to show. Remember, you're not a fraud. And now look. Listen. Now they're still making fun of you for playing that shit.
Listen, now they're asking for PC specs. Jesus Christ, 3070, 64 GB RAM.
I told you, M. I told you it's a waste of your time, bro.
I've got the
shout out to the chat. I love this chat.
Yeah.
They're like the father when the son's never good enough. You know what I'm saying? You will never be good enough in his eyes.
Unless you game with Phil Spencer, that's why I be titling some of my podcasts. I'll say, come check out us play Sea of Thieves on PS5. Me and Phil Spencer. They'll be all
hey, and listen, J-Dub, I know how I can get credibility. Listen, when you're done with your 4090, when you get the 5090, can you just ship me that 4090 over to Australia? I can't be hostage. I can't be hostage. But I'll be legit. Once I have a 90 series card, they'll be like, yeah, he's a real one.
Look, I got it easy.
And you have to build it yourself. Because don't get a preview.
I did build it myself. I did build it myself.
You're legit. You are PC nation. Me, I'm not building shit.
Building a PC? I actually like it.
I'm
Puerto Rock. It's funny you say that, Puerto Rock. It's funny you said that because you remember when the PS5 launched and you got to add your own SSD and everybody was acting like it was like brain surgery. Oh my God, you have to open it up. Oh my God.
PCs.
That shit was funny.
That could be me.
These dudes acting like the SSD on PS5 was like the end all, like it was the most craziest thing ever. But then they turn around and show their fucking fancy PCs with the RGB lighting they added and all this. It's like, man, you guys are just fucking some haters.
Listen, I don't mow my own lawn. I'm not building my PC. All right? Okay. I don't do that. I don't do that in Wakanda. I want service. I want services. I want service and warranty. You know, I want service and warranty.
Put my PC up there, okay?
I don't even put my own luggage on a conveyor belt. As soon as I step out the Uber, somebody grabs it for me. Put that shit on the rail. I'm not doing that no more. You still say what?
Yo, people, put my PC up there. These people have got
here
to
we go.
see. They've got to see. I'm one of them. You know.
Let me see.
I've got an O11D XL case. You know I'm a nerd because I remember the name.
Oh,
and the
this guy
model
got the
number.
colors and everything.
Jesus Christ! I got the RGB.
He
and
got the whole RGB lighting and all that shit. Look at that. What the fuck is that in the middle? Is that incense?
Yeah, oh no, those are the mood reads. It's not in the PC. That's a reflection of the
Oh,
PC.
I was about to say this guy got his shit got scented PC gaming. What the hell is going on here? My man, like he's smoking weed and shit. He's a Rastafarian. I'm like, yo, my man, I thought that shit was incense. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is in the case? He got his PC
It's
smelling.
not in the case.
Oh,
Could you imagine? Actually, I should put it in there.
That's that
Jesus
right
Christ.
there. That's some
The
PC
whole
Master Race shit right there.
Yeah.
When your shit
If
comes
you want to fuck
scented.
up the graphics card, I will put it in there.
When your shit comes scented now. All right.
Fact.
There we go.
PlayStation Showcase. Not happening. A lot of people are crying.
Hey,
A lot of people are
Hey, insiders were inciting? No way.
Jeff Grubb. What happened to Jeff Grubb, man?
Where
way.
we go to
Nah.
right?
Now I heard they moved it to September.
Oh, September
Nah,
now. Wait for E3.
September now.
Are we not waiting for
Yeah.
E3? Is that what happened to
man.
us, J-Dub? Are we waiting for E3
Yeah.
now? Wow.
Oh man,
This is
it's
us
bad.
now.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
One thing.
shit.
Look, the
PlayStation
good thing
Nation,
about
don't do
it.
this.
No. You can't blame PlayStation Nation for this. This was fucking Xbox, dude. This is Jeff Grubb and them.
Blame
PlayStation Nation.
I blame
We know.
PlayStation,
Listen,
definitely.
no. You can't.
I can't.
You can't. No, there was no PlayStation guys out there. Dude, that was all fucking
J-Boy.
bots. And hey.
Listen,
Jay Barry was out there in it.
man. Everybody be cool and listen, man. Our brothers, I try to help them. I try to make cut it, man. I'm like, man, you remember, yo, J-Dub, your prediction's coming true. That when, like, PlayStation Nation is not willing to step out. They're still staying in the console war, and all that's going to happen is they're going to take L's. There's no reason. Like, the console war is over. Just leave. Let the guys talk shit. Let these let these guys, let these new dudes that didn't get the message. Let them talk shit. But if you fight back, you're gonna lose. You're going to lose, dog.
They gonna fuck around and let Post of them come back, man.
Yeah, man. Like that's why when they brought out that PlayStation Showcase, I'm like, I'm not buying it. In fact, I don't even talk about it. When it happens, it happens.
Yeah. We listen. Here's the
People try
thing.
to pull me in. They're like, Puerto Rock, what happened to the showcase? I'm like, go to the Twitter account that told you about it, because you didn't hear that shit from me. My name's Gwyneth, and I ain't in it.
I don't believe in no fucking insiders. They don't exist. The motherfuckers always wrong, and then when they wrong, they will never step up and admit they wrong. They'll move the dates. Oh, well, it's really next month, or it's now I'm here in September. I'm like, man, you fucking guys, shut the fuck up. I don't care if you're a pro PlayStation guy or what. Just shut the fuck up. As long as you got games to play right now, as long as Sony keep dropping these fucking games, just play the games. Whenever they come out with a showcase, they come out with it. Now, here's the thing. If Sony stopped dropping games, right, then that's when you argue and you fight and you yell and you scream. But as long as they fucking dropping all these fucking games, just buy the games, support them, and play them. But the days are over when we sitting here wondering when showcases is coming and wait to E3 and listen, we won. The console war is over. We won. We got the competition's games. That's the end game. You're gonna fuck around, right? You're gonna let all of these guys come back. You're gonna catch all these strays, and all your games gonna end up on PC because you didn't call game when you should have called game. You kept trying to go into overtime and fuck around, and these motherfuckers, you're gonna end up like the fucking Xbox dude. Trust me. This shit is over.
They try to my timeline. They try to pull me into that.
Yeah,
but like I didn't say
official. Listen, it's official. I'm saying it here and now. The console war died. It was over. The score was 10-0 PlayStation. It's a wrap. It ended. We went home in 2024. We got their games. That's it. Anything that happened past this year don't count. Nothing counts from here. No more L's can be handed. No more L's can be handed. They gonna really fuck around.
We went home.
I went home.
Listen, we're not even in the stadium. I'm in
I suggest
Cancun.
they
I'm
go
in
home. I
Cancun.
suggest exactly. Listen, Puerto Rock is in Cancun. I'm in Hawaii. Now these motherfuckers gonna sit here and hang around and still play ball with the dudes that lost, and they gonna fuck around and break their ankle, and they
Gonna
gonna
end their
lose.
careers. Their careers
Exactly.
is over, dog. Like
Exactly,
this
man.
PlayStation Showcase. Yeah, this PlayStation Showcase. These dudes are hyping it, and they listening to just random people. MBG,
Yeah.
fucking Marlin Gaming Nation, Joe
Yeah,
Grub,
the
and
same motherfuckers same motherfuckers that have been wrong for the last 5-6 years. Why are you still listening to the same people that are always wrong?
Like it's crazy, man. Like whatever. When Sony announces a showcase,
Yeah.
that's when we get a showcase.
No. I will say this. Hold on. Hold on. This is a caveat. We may have to do emergency. We may have to do emergency podcast tomorrow or the day after because we still got a couple of days in this month.
Oh,
so I want to reserve.
You're covering your retreat. You're covering your retreat.
He's trying to fly back. He's trying to fly back from Hawaii. Bro, leave me alone, man. I'm not even gonna.
We're gonna wake up in the morning. It's only gonna announce the showcase, and we're gonna be like, "Oh fuck! Delete the show. Delete the show.
Delete the podcast."
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Listen, emergency podcast. He said emergency session. This guy's acting like the Joint Chiefs. Like he's the Joint Chiefs emergency session.
You know what he's acting like? He's acting like the Ministry of Truth from 1984.
Like
we always said this. We believe Jeff Grubb. We always believe
exactly. I knew that good Christian brother was telling the truth.
We call him everything but the child of God. Listen,
exactly.
Going forward, if Sony announces it, they announce it. If they don't, they don't. I don't need to. Me personally, I don't need to anticipate showcases no more. That's a dead gone thing. If they show it, they show it. If they don't, they don't. Whatever. It just
so are you saying that you don't care? What? Because last time you had a guest that asked me when's the showcase, and I said I don't care, and I created the whole thing.
At this point, you know why? Because this actually, PlayStation insiders are the worst insiders. They fucking suck, bro. They suck. Yeah. So after a while, the reason why I don't really care about showcases is because 9 times out of 10, it's content that these insiders use, and most of the time they're wrong. So it just gets old. So now I'm at the point where it's not saying I don't care about showcase. I just don't care to listen to rumors, or if Sony announces it, they announce it. If they don't announce it, they don't announce it.
Yeah. That's how it is. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you.
Old.
PlayStation insiders are the worst. The best. I will say the best will probably be Xbox. Their insiders.
They have because they actually have more access.
Exactly, they have access to the executives and the teams and things like that. So I'll give it to them on that. They have a better track record. PlayStation. Let's face it. It's just the people you named, the MBGs and the money. Those are the insiders, and they're always fucking wrong. And so I don't, nobody should hold any water. But here's the thing: Jeff Grubb came out and said this stuff. Now we know this dude is like hitting on average 30%, right? And so I don't know. They turn around here backtrack.
Wrong, but we still listen to them.
Well, yeah, I don't listen to them. But obviously the people on Twitter and the small gaming sphere will go out there and be like, "Hey, such and such say this," and before you know it, all these journalists and these articles come out, and it's like, dude, unless you see that fucking tweet coming from Sony, don't believe fucking shit. Don't believe shit. Will we have a showcase this year? I believe more than likely we will, because we got the PS5 Pro. And we got to see what we're going to be playing the latter half of this year, right? So we've been getting games every single month up into today, right? So okay, well, what we're going to be playing next month, the month after, and so on and so on. We want to see that. Now that's up to Sony if they're going to do a state of play or showcase.
After this botched PlayStation Showcase rumor, I don't believe in the Pro again. I'm back to not believing any of these insiders, including.
This is so
I remember why.
Pro.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember why I refused to believe, because this was a very E4 extreme thing. Remember when I first came and I was like, fuck all these insiders, and everybody was against me. Now suddenly everybody wised up. You know,
Yeah,
it's just like,
we had to convince you that it was going to be a PS5 Pro. We had to convince you.
I
well,
still think this is a PS5 Pro.
After this, I'm just like, you know what, you guys and your insiders, I can't stand with you. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out again. I fell in for a while. I tried to work with you, and then as soon as I'm like, hey, maybe these insiders know something, you guys remind me exactly why it is that I turned away from y'all. So you know what? I'll see you when the PlayStation 5 Pro releases, but I'm not believing in any of these insiders because fuck them all. Welcome all. But listen. I love my boy Jay Barry. I wish he was on the podcast because I don't want to talk about him when he's not here. But I did a prayer vigil that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, they had like a Twitter Spaces, and I just saw the title. Okay, I wasn't part of the Twitter Space. They could have been talking about anything but PlayStation. But the thing is, I just saw like candle emoji, PlayStation 5 showcase in between, and I'm like, guys. Now I know it's not happening.
You know what gets me, man, and no shade to anybody, but what gets me is these dudes they'll create these immaculate photos showing like a real PlayStation showcase with
the ones that like make like a really beautiful graphic and everything.
Yeah, it looks real professionalish, and they'll post it like every 3 days. They'll create different ones. That's a lot of nasty work, man, to be doing for some shit that there's no payoff. That's some nasty work.
Oh well,
I just mind my business. Yeah, I just mind my business. I don't knock them, but I'm like, man, come on, listen, like, I mean, go touch grass or something. Like, this shit is crazy. Right. I'm not gonna be doing that bullshit.
Right. But listen. I've got first week of June. Okay, that's my internal.
No. Is it Summer Games Fest soon?
I have no idea. I don't care about these showcases to know when they're coming.
You're just
but first week of June.
You're just saying. If
I'm just saying it.
You have good insight sources.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, if you guys are like, oh, why first week of June? No reason. But if it does happen, I bet you I'll be coming out here bragging about it. That's what I'll do.
I know it.
You know.
Right.
Listen.
So let's move on. We're gonna rock it. Resident Evil remakes. So the talk is the next 2 games Capcom will remake is Codename Veronica, which originally appeared on the Dreamcast, and then it went on to other platforms like a year or 2 later, and Resident Evil 0. So what do you think about that? Capcom pushing more remakes.
Oh man.
What's up with Jay though? Jay sounds excited.
My outrage. I need us to be outraged because I was told nobody wants remakes and remasters. We tired of that shit. Why when it's Sony doing it, it's bad, but when fucking Resident Evil can come out, it's too soon, right? When Resident Evil do it every goddamn 3 months. Oh, everybody loves. Oh my god! Wow, this is amazing! Like, come on, man! Like. I just don't see nobody with that same energy.
It's gonna be like 3-4 hours long. That's a crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna charge you $70 for it, and then I don't know, man. It's different. It's different.
Especially Codename Veronica. I'm cool with it, but again, there's a lot of people.
I don't have to buy it, and here's my thing. I always tell people about stuff. If it's not for me, I don't buy it, but I'm not going to knock it for somebody else, right? What they give them the opportunity to buy it, that's for them. For the same reason, when Sony comes out with remasters and stuff, if it's not for you, okay, fine, have that same attitude. Maybe it's for me. You see what I'm saying? I don't knock anything. Why we can't keep that same energy when it's like when Sony does something, when PlayStation does something, it's bad, but when everybody else does it, it's good. Matter of fact, I'm glad I brought that up because we just found out today that was it Dragon's Dogma or one of these new games that just came out sold 3 million copies. It was a multiplayer on everything, sold 3 million copies.
That's a marvel. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Oh my god.
The Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right?
Yeah.
Failure.
All of a sudden it's failure, right? Everything PlayStation does is failure, even though it sells more than a game that's
they should have sold it on Xbox.
On Xbox, right? Exactly. So I'm just seeing like why we can never keep that same energy. Never keep that same energy. I just find that crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna have fake outrage about this Resident Evil. I'm gonna boycott I'm boycotting Capcom because
Mhm.
I want new IP. I don't want
There you go.
these remakes and
Exactly.
remasters.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody's asking for that.
Why are we playing the same games as we always have been? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Listen, ever since we was a kid, we've been playing Resident Evil, right? On the PlayStation 1. Why we got to keep playing these same goddamn Resident Evil games?
Ghost of Tsushima 2, why don't they innovate? Why don't they create a new
Exactly.
IP? Just
Exactly.
crazy. It's crazy.
Why they got to copy Ninja Gaiden? You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen. Hey, listen, guys. I support all remasters and remakes, all of them. Okay, I support them, but also I don't play horror games, so this will never affect me, and I don't care about it. That's my answer.
Okay. Well, I'm actually looking forward to it. The Resident Evil remakes. They're pretty old games anyway. They are really old, so I can only imagine the new vision they could have for those games. Like I said, some games, like I agree with some things Extreme said. Some things need to be, especially like some games. In my opinion, there are some games that were far ahead of its time in technology that they probably could just realize even a better vision to that game with today's technology that they couldn't just do years ago, right? Like for my example, I would honestly love a Metal Gear Solid 1 full-blown remake because that game was amazing at its time, but I can only imagine what they could accomplish with today's hardware and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I have no issues with the Resident Evil remake, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm most likely I will probably go, especially Codename Veronica, because that was an amazing game. I'm looking forward to that, so I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm just going to... The hypocrisy and the lack of energy is just amazing, right? You know, even if a company made a remake, you said it best, just don't fucking buy it. But I guarantee somebody else did. In fact, The Last of Us remaster, that's one of the top selling games this year because somebody wants to play it and buy it.
Cash grab, cash grab. It's a cash grab.
Somebody wants to actually
that's a new,
you know. So
that's a new phase. Yeah, it's a cash grab.
It's just insane, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to the remakes and stuff like that, you know. But I think that's it. I think we hit all the topics. Unless you guys got something to touch on to finish off.
You had Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
That's on Thursday, right? Thursday. Silent Hill.
I thought tomorrow.
No, it's
tomorrow.
the 30th. It's the 30th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Thursday. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, Silent. Let me put
it's tomorrow for me. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you're already ahead. Silent Hill. Like everything's all messed up in Australia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm lying.
Even the dates are wrong.
It's not. But it says, consider this your invitation letter to Silent Hill. Tune in May 30th at 4 p.m. PDT to our Silent Hill YouTube channel for the second installment of the Silent Hill transmission, where we'll share game updates, a deeper look at the film, and new merch. There's a film coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember they came out, there's like fucking 10 goddamn Silent Hill games, TV show, and the movie that's coming out. They really whoring out that IP.
Yeah. Now is this Silent Hill? This is Silent Hill 2 remake,
This is
right?
the PlayStation. This is the PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
It's a remake?
Yeah.
This is the remake. Yeah, this is
Cash
the
grab. Cash grab.
right?
But everybody's excited because I'm looking at
it's going to be
I'm
outrage.
looking at the chat, like at the thread, and everybody's loving it.
Yeah. I'm on it day one. But remember, it's bad for Silent Hill, but it's great for Resident Evil. Just remember that.
Oh shit!
You know what? Why you guys get your Silent Hill remake or something? I want my Horizon Zero Dawn remake because when people were talking about this thing, they were like, "It doesn't need to happen." I'm sorry, it's my game. Okay, can I get mine? You guys have yours. I want
denied.
mine.
No, denied. Your game has
I
to be
want my
at least 10 years
Horizon
old.
Zero Dawn.
You need a 10-year wait period.
Nope. I need my God of War Ragnarok remake.
What's a Ragnarok remake?
I want my God of War Ragnarok remake. Get rid of the Shimin section.
He wants a Spider-Man 2 remake.
Spider-Man 2 is good for another 2 years. Then I want the remake.
2 years. He needs a pro remake. Oh shit.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
Whoa, you got it. You got it.
Oh,
you got
man.
it.
He said, "You better make my pro remake." Oh snap!
Oh, and the whole time, I want them to never release a Bloodborne remake. The whole time, because really, I realized that really is jealousy. It's
It
people
is.
that want the Bloodborne remake, and they just keep seeing every other IP get their own, and they just get mad.
You're
It's
not
just
lying.
jealousy.
You're
If
not
they
at-
gave you a Bloodborne remake, you guys will give me my God of War Ragnarok remake the same day. You better take it. Take it. Matter of fact, we'll give you Ghost of Tsushima 2 remake before we even give you the original.
You can have a Ratchet and Clank
Anything.
remake.
Rift
Whatever.
apart.
Just give us Bloodborne remake. You know what? We're not even asking. Give us a 60 FPS patch. Not even a remake.
Nah.
Not even that.
You guys want the
we
remake.
can't
You
even
guys want
get
the
that. We can't even get a 60 frame per second patch. Not even
Give you a
that. That
Bloodborne
is
remake,
Yeah.
then
That
I
is
could live
insane.
in peace. I could be in peace because I will be able to just enjoy my games that I've remade for me, and you guys will be able to just be happy. Like, I want Sony to give you a Bloodborne remake because the day they do, no one's gonna complain about remakes again.
Oh my god! Shout out to Kevin Smith. He says, "I think
Oh,
you're
and
just."
SOCOM.
He
And
says,
SOCOM.
"I think your point, Haze from PS3, could actually be done justice on PS5." Haze. Oh my god! I remember that game. Holy
Yep.
shit, bro! No, don't bring back Haze from Ubisoft. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, those were your brother. Hey, Kelvin. Those were some dark times on the PS3. Those were some dark times.
Yeah.
Oh, my man brought back a memory. And what was that
Hey.
dragon game? I forgot that dragon game. Lair. Oh
Lair,
my god.
yeah,
Oh
Lair.
my god. PS3 was going.
Do you know what the game I actually do want remake from PS3? Heavenly Sword. I know it can't happen
You know
because
what? No.
Ninja Theory, but
That's Ninja Theory.
Heavenly Sword.
But they
That's-
could
yeah,
get another
Ninja
developer. do it.
Theory.
They could get another.
Wait, who
developer
owns
do
the
it.
who owns the IP?
Sony owns
Who
that.
owns
IP.
it?
Oh, Sony.
Sony owns
It
it.
was made by Ninja
Oh,
Theory.
so they could make it.
Yeah. They
Oh.
got another studio. Yeah.
They just
Heavenly
gave you
Sword?
Hellblade. They just gave you Hellblade. too.
Heavenly Sword remake?
Oh shit!
Dude,
This
I will
guy said-
buy that shit.
This guy
day
said
zero.
they just gave you Hellblade 2. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I would
Oh, I
not
played
mind.
that. It wasn't like it.
I wouldn't
Oh, could you
mind
imagine
another stab at
the
Heavenly
chip from
Sword.
Heavenly Sword in the world of Hellblade? Oh, that would have been great.
That would be weird.
Yo,
She would look like a goddess
listen.
in that game. She
Listen,
will wipe
she is a
everyone out.
goddess.
She will wipe everyone
Listen.
out on the first. Like,
Listen.
who will be able to fight her? By the time said one things that sword once,
Oh.
she already got her body dismembered.
Hey, here's what we'll do. Yeah, they give you Bloodborne remake, they give you SOCOM remake, and then I can have Infamous remade. I can have Heavenly Sword remade.
I wouldn't mind Infamous, the first one and two from PS3
Yes.
remade.
Yeah, first
I
one
would
and
not-
two,
I wouldn't mind
definitely.
at all. I can only imagine
Definitely.
what they could accomplish.
So they need to give you that Bloodborne and that SOCOM so that I can have my shit. I'm supporting y'all now. You know, I don't care about these games, but I'm fully in your camp. Get them remade from the ground up for the PlayStation 6 even. Like, just get it done.
And
So
Siphon
that the
Filter.
rest of us-
You throw in Siphon
And
Filter,
Siphon
you got a deal.
Filter.
You got a deal.
Yeah? Okay,
You got a deal.
3
There you
games.
go. 3 games.
Three games,
You got a
and
deal.
I
You got
got
a deal.
mine.
I got your
Alright,
back.
alright.
I got your back.
Okay, so for those 3, I want Infamous, I want Heavenly Sword,
That,
and I
you
want
can
the
add that to
original
my
Jack and
list.
Daxter.
Shit, you got those two to
and I
my
want the
list.
original Jack and Daxter. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that would
Like a Precursor's Legacy. Oh my god.
might
That
work.
shit will be fire.
that might work. That might work.
Also,
how
Horizon
about you?
Zero
How about you,
Dawn.
J Dub? What do you want? He want Gran Turismo 1 remake.
No.
No, Gran Turismo 3.
No.
Gran Turismo
Nah.
3.
He want
Apex,
GT.
that was
He
the
want
one.
Gran Turismo 1 remake. Oh
Nah.
man. Oh
Nah.
man. Oh,
There's only-
Gran
there's
Turismo
only-
3.
what
Gran
was that
Turismo
PS3
Nah,
racing
nah.
game they had? What was it called? Oh, that it launched with the PS3. It had the truck. You drove in mud.
Yeah.
That shitty.
What do you
ass
call
game.
that goddamn game?
You had the
Motorstorm.
truck.
Motorstorm.
He want a Motorstorm
yeah.
remake. He want a
Nah.
He don't want that
Need for
Motorstorm
Speed
remake.
Underground 2
Nah.
Oh, shit,
I'm
J
a-
Dub.
remake. Underground 2.
I'm
Oh,
gonna tell
my
you guys. I'll tell you this, because it's just synonymous. Ultimate. I mean, obviously, I think we're gonna get another one. That's man.
He said
love
Ridge
it.
Racer remake. Oh
No,
man,
the first thing that comes to my mind is Metal Gear,
absolutely. I'm telling you, that's the
right?
goat.
Metal Gear.
That's the goat.
I should have signed up
Metal
to
Gear,
that, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid
I-
1
I-
remake. That's the goat.
Yeah, I really hope that whatever Kojima's new Metal Gear type game that he's gonna make or whatever, I really hope that really just does
The what?
justice to that. Kojima's new game that he's
Okay.
making. That's the ones after Death Stranding. That's going to be, I think, his
Oh,
last
that's
game or
coming true.
whatever.
Oh, I love that game already.
Honestly, outside of like SOCOM or Twisted Metal, there's not really much from the previous eras that I would want them to bring back. I enjoyed it for their timepieces. Plus, I still have my PS3 and PS2 and stuff, and so every now and then I boot them up and I play some games, and I'm like, this shit aged horribly. I'm glad they don't bring this back. But I will tell you, it's not a PlayStation exclusive, but Midnight Club. I like to see that series come
I
back.
knew there was a racing game. I knew it.
You know.
Ain't no way you're gonna let the. Oh shit! They bumped them out.
Oh, he even left. Oh,
No.
oh, they got him.
Oh, I was like that. I ejected them. Do not. Thou should not mention racing games. AJ, ejecto, cuz. I knew there was a racing game. I know there's got to be one car game.
Yeah.
And a Midnight Club, especially the PS2 one.
Yeah,
That was super popular.
everybody named Mama have that, and that's when
Yes.
Rockstar was releasing
is-
shitload of
that
games
was
a year,
peak
like 3 or 4
Rockstar.
games a year. I mean,
That
yeah.
was peak Rockstar. PlayStation 2
Fucking
Rockstar
Grand Theft Auto,
was peak
man.
Rockstar.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5
of them.
killed everything for us. That game, like, it took away so many games that we could have had, if you think about it. Because prior to GTA 5, they were releasing a shitload of IP, a shitload of. Matter of fact, one show for the Rock, you looked it up online. All the games that Rockstar used to release, and it's like all of them. And they just the company is basically a Grand Theft Auto company, and that's why I am kind of thankful with Naughty Dog. They decided against going the whole services route, because they would have ended up like that, only being able to make that one IP. And if I'm not into that, or if I get tired of that, then bye bye.
Can we talk about the PlayStation Showcase just for 1 second? Do you know what the game I actually would care about? I want a sci-fi game made from a PlayStation studio in space. I want a Mass Effect from PlayStation Studios. That's all.
Naughty Dog's that's what they're working on. That's their new game.
Listen, that's all I want, because Mass Effect is trash. Oh my god! All the win BioWare, all the kill BioWare. Look what they did to my boy.
I'll tell you this: I do not care for collecting 1 million fucking sandwiches on a ship. I'll tell you that. So Sony, don't do it. We don't care.
I still don't know what Concord is. I don't know what Concord is. And people say, they just did that to make fun of Starfield. That doesn't give you a good, warm feeling. Like, you're focusing on, why are you trying to make fun of Starfield for? That should not be an actual plan. Like, leave it alone.
That's not a flex. That's not a flex.
That's not a flex at all. Shout out to True Witty. True Witty said Resistance and White Knight Chronicles. Interesting. I think Resistance 2 remake.
I didn't say Resistance because of this. It goes back to the whole nostalgia thing.
Yeah, it might not be.
I was there. I remember nobody fucking buying that shit. So there's a reason we don't have these games now. Is because people didn't fucking buy them. So I know you think back in there. Oh my god! Well,
no. So I 90% agree with you. But at the same time, when Resistance came out, it came out during a bad time with PlayStation 3. Like, Resistance is not a system seller. Absolutely. Resistance, it's like asking Hellblade to sell an Xbox. Resistance is not going to sell $600 PlayStation 3. So I think games like Resistance got put in a bad position where there's nothing we can do. Like, we can't help this motherfucker. Like, are you crazy? Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna buy Resistance for $600. And then the multiplayer aspect is backed when PSN was pretty shitty. So then you got that to deal with. It was just those are one of those games where I think Resistance would have probably had more success on the PS4 than it did on the PS3.
Sony never had a system seller shooter. Even Killzone, as good as Killzone 1 and 2 was, it was still never a system seller. The system seller for Sony was always your Metal Gears, your Gran Turismos, and things like that, right? It was never a shooter. So that's why PlayStation was never the shooter box. Xbox started with a shooter, and it only ever created shooters, and that's why it was known for the shooter box, because it adopted the Call of Duties and everything else. It's like it was a place to play shooters, because that's kind of that's the platform it was in. But PlayStation got known for a lot of platformers, for your Ratchet and Clanks and things like that. So it's always been a diverse platform. PlayStation has always been way more diverse than Xbox. Xbox is just, even to this day, they just call it a dude bro shooter, even though it's not even a dude bro shooter anymore, because everybody plays COD and the rest of the shooters on and Destiny and stuff like that on PlayStation. So I mean, Xbox is truly without an identity. It's really a console with no identity anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. Let's do our outros. Because I'm trying to get back on Stellar Blade.
Oh, you've been playing that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've been playing
fair
that.
enough.
Between that
the games.
and I'm 4 weeks away from finishing school. Oh, I cannot
Oh
wait.
man, here we go.
I'm on my
Congratulations.
I'm on my capstone project. So
Oh,
4
Guys,
weeks
we're
away.
already we're gonna game a new camera. We're gonna game better headphones.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I'm not listening.
You can keep the mic.
I'm-
You can keep the mic.
I'm not listening to Extreme because he wants me to spend $1,500 just to podcast. Like, this guy is crazy. I gotta save up money for the Pro, dog. I got a PS5 Pro coming.
True,
Shit like
true,
that.
true. Hey, listen,
Fact.
we'll adjust the budget. We'll adjust the budget.
I mean,
Hey, I want to ask you one question.
My man said when he said the body's 800. I'm like, what's a body? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, what does the body mean? Because that sounds expensive. Like, the body? You mean that's it? Like it's not complete? Like, I need to get more stuff? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, holy shit. We'll start off with the
Like,
body.
this comes out in parts.
We're gonna, yeah. I'm
I
like,
gotta
what the
build it
fuck?
like
You
a
mean the
PC.
whole
I gotta
thing?
build it like a PC.
The whole thing is not 800. He's like, first we'll start with the body. That's around 800, and then we're gonna get a natural lens. That'll run you about 500. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yo,
Like,
listen,
oh
if we were
shit.
talking about phase one cameras, we could talk about digital backs. It would be so fun.
Oh yeah, you got the medium. Yeah.
Yeah, medium format cameras.
Yeah, man,
like,
you crazy,
you start at
man.
25,000.
I'm about
Yeah.
to go.
Dude,
To
I
I'm
got
about to
some-
go to
I got some
Amazon and
my
look for
G
another
Master.
Logitech.
I got some G Masters.
which G Masters?
They cost my 80
Which
through
ones you got?
200. My 80 through 200. I got
What's a G Master?
the
It's
lens.
the highest end of the Sony
It's
lenses.
Sony's
It's
Master.
70 to 200 that he's talking about.
Yeah, 70 through. I got a 70 through 200. I got the 24
You got
through
version 1 or
70. Version
Get
2.
pictures of.
Version
Version
2.
2.
What are you
Yeah,
taking
okay.
pictures of?
After you're done, send it to me. With
I used
the
to-
What are you
I
taking
used to-
pictures of?
4090.
No, I used to have a photography business several years back as a hobby, but I started making money.
This
with
guy
it.
ran
So-
Bang Bus. This guy had Bang Bus. You
No,
were pulling up Bang
shit.
Bus.
Oh yeah, man.
Not with that lens. Not with that lens.
In the Nifty 50, everybody needs the Nifty 50.
Nifty
It's on-
50. Okay.
That's
no problem.
that's the first lens any person should buy. It only costs you $100.
This guy had his own adult porn website. He had Bang Bus.
Oh,
in
man.
Houston.
Oh.
Shit. He would pull up on girls up in
Hey,
Houston.
it's funny you mention that because I'm in Texas. They banned Pornhub from Texas. We can't watch Pornhub.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
How?
There's
They banned Pornhub in Texas.
They born.
Technically,
they,
they didn't
yeah.
ban it. What they did is that they wanted users to register to prove that they are over 18 years old. And
Yeah.
then Pornhub was like, no, this is going to violate their privacy, so we're going to remove ourselves. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So unless
What
you have
about
a
the other
VPN,
10,000 poor sites?
well, you can.
Oh, they
but,
can
you
still
know, yeah,
That's
you
what I'm saying.
can for the
Like, what
others,
the
but I
fuck's the
mean,
point?
dude, Pornhub is a huge. From what I understand,
What are all the
it's
PlayStation games
huge.
going to do in Texas now?
Hey, listen. So we're no longer gonna be on that list anymore.
Oh man, PlayStation game in Texas. Nah, I can actually play games. Dog. Oh man. Oh man, now we should see more game sales, dog. Because you ain't got shit else to do on your PlayStation.
Yeah,
That subscription is going to go down because they don't need the internet no
Yeah.
more.
Oh,
They don't need
Exactly.
the internet anymore.
Oh shit! Oh man!
Exactly.
Let me get this last super chat. Silverback, thank you for being a member. He says Chaos Lounge wants to debate you. Bury him. Who the fuck is Chaos Lounge?
Who's Chaos Lounge?
Well, hey, tell me to hit me up on the DMs. You know what I'm saying? We could do this next week. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, tell me hit me up on the
It's a
DMs.
showcase.
And let me know. I hope you don't want to argue no showcase. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. There ain't no showcase. I didn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? But let them know. I'm down with that. Oh.
Yeah, Impatient Fire, he did. I mean, I'm definitely to all my people here in Texas, man. Pray for us. We struggling out here with the weather.
Absolutely.
We have more tornadoes, more flooding, and everything else here, and it's crazy, man. It's not even hurricane season here, and we're already getting fucking beat up with the weather and stuff. Fucking just these random storms.
No tornadoes,
man.
Nah, man. You guys got fucking spiders and shit
we got healthcare.
We've never seen in our life now.
We got healthcare. Don't worry, it doesn't cost you nothing.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
Australia is like the devil's playground. Like I said, if the world ends, Australia.
We got healthcare. We got healthcare. It doesn't cost you nothing.
You listen, Extreme. You won't know the world ended until you realize, is Puerto Rock having this podcast on Tuesday? Damn, I haven't heard from the guys in a while. The chat room is empty. Nobody's answering. That's when you know something's wrong. When nobody's responding to you in Twitter. You're like, what happened? You know, in Australia, you know. Shout out to Sam C says not. I guess he's a pro Xbox channel. Oh my God, Sam C, not worth your time. I don't know. Listen, I always got time. I got time today. I don't know why he want to debate about, because I don't think he's in the right. You know, I don't think he has the high ground. But hey, hit me up in the DM. Let me know. Would you guys be entertained by that? Anyway, yo, J-Dub, what's going on with you, man? Let's do these outros. You ready?
Hey, y'all know where to find me, man. On Twitter, kicking up dust and stuff. I've been dropping a little content here and there last week and stuff, and I might do another video tomorrow. Depending if we get a PlayStation showcase this month, according to the insiders.
First week of June.
Yeah, there you go. September, right? September. But I'm interested in seeing this Xbox showcase or whatever, because I want to see what we're going to be playing on our PS5 Pros this year. So salute to them for doing that. Anyway, y'all know where to find me, man, on Twitter, JDubCity16.
Okay, awesome. All right, and Extreme, you said your outro?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Facebook, yeah, it's just whatever.
I'm not on Facebook.
He's not on Facebook, but you can find me there. You can try. But anyway, hey, thank you so much. Hey, truly appreciate you guys to MASH and everyone who pushed out. We got MASH out here. We got Lotus, you know, out here providing memberships. You know, I hope the chat, please give them your thanks. You know, please acknowledge, you know, their generosity. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. For everybody, all the members, thank you so much for truly sticking with me. To the chat, thank you so much. You made this exciting, great conversations. I hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you guys next week. You know, maybe there will be a showcase. I doubt it, but we'll see how it is and stuff. But anyway, this is your only friend, these YouTube streets, PuertoRock77. And if this is the first time you're watching this, stick around, hit the subscribe button. Everybody hit the like button, get it up there. We got 250 plus concurrent. I think we were up to over 300 or so. Hit the like button, please, on your way out. Don't forget to share this out, let people know. And I hope to see you guys next week. Jenna Hayes, I saw your your comment earlier. I'm glad you enjoyed Puerto Rico. And anyway, we are out of here. You guys take care. Thank you so much. Peace.